we got a foothold, and we were about to push back with a new dwarf civilization. Could it be? We just unlocked the dwarf civilization. All right. Ah, yeah, I remember the fog of war. Ah, yeah. We had to reach the camp of the. Yeah, we had to reach the main city. I had some solid defenses. I left everything ready. As I was mentioning, precisely, Heroes of Annihilated Empires. In that game, they tried to make a crossover between real-time strategy and RPG. And as I criticized that game back then, I did the analysis a lot of, well, some years ago. The level design was a succession of baseless exploration missions. You had your hero units, and you had to pretty much just explore without base building, without creating a base or anything at all, like at all. And because of that, I criticized the game a lot. Why? Because the level design was flawed. You just had your hero unit. It exponentially exaggerated the level design of Warcraft 3, but tenfold, a lot. And that destroyed the intrinsic qualities of the level design. Why? Because if it's a real-time strategy game, even if you want to make a crossover with RPG components, with role-playing components, like in Warcraft 3, the influence of Warcraft 3 was huge back in 2003, not only because of the creation of the MOBA genre as a direct consequence of... No, let them come to us. Let them come to us. Careful. I remember I had a lot of issues. Oh, what's our pop cap? What's our pop cap here? Again? What's our... I need to go to the base. Sorry, people. It's been a month. Well, not too... Yeah, a month. I can see the pop cap there. I see that I planted some trees. 50? Are we at 50? No. I can increase it to 60. No, it wasn't this one. It was a monument. Where's the monument? Ah, it's right here. 49 out of 50. Perfect. So not only creating the MOBA genre, the multiplayer online battle arena with the mod of Warcraft 1, but also the crossover between role-playing games, role-playing elements in a real-time strategy game. Warcraft 3 is also responsible for popularizing that crossover. And after that, a lot of games followed that formula, looking for success that they never got. A great example is the one that we analyzed in the first year of the channel, Armies of Exego. I was very, very harsh with Armies of Exego, and I probably shouldn't have been. Where's my... What do we have here? What's the composition of our forces? We have 9 melee units, 15 normal archers, and 6 wind archers. Alright, we'll need to improve that composition with some... We got some mages, we unlocked some other classes, but... We'll just go for ranged here, and go for our... I think we can begin our counterattack. No, I remember those skeletons were pretty powerful. So basically... Let me see, let's explore the place. Anyways, I have plenty of resources. That's the thing. We don't have the other one. No, but we have Lenia and wood. That will be more than enough. I left everything ready for a pushback, huh? Let's see if we can take their base, as we produce more units. Anyways, we are close to the cap. So, as I was mentioning, a very, very close competitor was Armies of Exego. I bashed that game a lot, but in retrospective, I should have awarded it a higher qualification, without a doubt, because it's the best Warcraft 3 clone I've seen so far, Armies of Exego. And why was it so successful? Not only because of the unit variety, the perfect pathfinding and level design, even better than... The pathfinding is better than Warcraft 3. The story is not as good as Warcraft 3, and of course the little quirks that make Warcraft 3 so amazing, they are not there. Otherwise, it wouldn't be such a good game. Linear. Hey, we can go for a Titan. Upgrade already completed. Elf Titan. 700 wood and 300 Lenia. I should be able to produce the Elf Titan. Well, whatever. Let's go with archers. We should be able to swarm them with them. Though careful, because those skeletons are way too powerful. Careful. Remember when our hero unit dies in this game, technically time goes fast forward a lot of hours. This game has a concept of time. In that sense, that's very good. So, the level design. I want to focus on the level design. Armies of Exegol had perfect objective variety. It had perfect objective variety. Let's go for Aura of Inflexibility. That will increase our... What was it? My abilities. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Here. The Aura makes enemies less maneuverable, which makes them easier to hit. Remember that this game incorporates the chance to hit and evasion chance stats of classic RPG games from the early 2000s. That's always very, very positive. It adds a lot of complexity to the gameplay mechanics. But going back to the level design, the objective variety is what made Armies of Exegol so terrible, and what made Heroes of Annihilate Empire so terrible, and Armies of Exegol so good. Why? Well, because... No. That's a loss. They kill each other, in case you're wondering. They are two opposing armies, and I have been unable to break through those. Those skeletons, for some reason, they are resistant to my attacks, so... But I think I can swarm them with enough wind archers. No, let them kill each other. Let them kill each other. Don't let them kill the hero units. Besides, I have to summon my skeletons. I'm sorry, people. It's been a month. I've been doing a lot of things, and one can barely remember those things. Alright, see, we are freezing them, and we can deal with them. How's that? See? From 6 to 2, we need more melee. We need a better army composition before we can strike. We'll go for some warders. I presume they are already upgraded, sorry. So the level design is what made them so good. In Armies of Exegol, it had 3 races, like in Warcraft, but the objective variety was amazing. From escort missions to last standing missions in which you have a timer of 30 minutes and you have to survive endless waves of enemies. The final mission of StarCraft 2, the first expansion, Wings of Liberty, was also amazing in that. Highly recommended, and the last mission of Legacy of the Void as well. So it had last standing missions, escort missions, missions in which you had to deal with 2 AIs at the same time, missions in which you had to, I don't know, for example, gather a certain amount of resources, missions in which you had to prevent an ally from losing their base. The objective variety. The objective variety, in a nutshell, the objective variety. The objective variety, basically, is what made Armies of Exegol so good, and Heroes of Annihilate Empires so bad. Let's get to Heroes of Annihilate Empires. Out of 14 campaign missions, that game had 12, maybe, almost 100%, above 90% baseless exploration missions. You just have your hero unit, there's no base building, and you just... It's a succession of baseless exploration missions. You just go with your hero unit, and it's extremely OP, of course. And we need more melee. They kill a lot of our melee units. And you just progress doing quests and dungeons, etc. with the gameplay mechanics of a real-time strategy game. Now, that undermines the proper proportion that we need to have in these games. Why is Warcraft 3 so good? Because it has a proper proportion of real-time strategy and role-playing elements. There's an old saying that mentions that when an invention creates a purpose, it has a purpose that we take for granted as time goes on, that invention has achieved the true state of perfection. And that is the case for Warcraft 3 in that, and also StarCraft, of course, and Age of Empires. Why? Because in a very subtle way, we take for granted a lot of things that Warcraft 3 had to deal with. What do you mean by this, Eraser? What I mean by this is that the correct proportion of role-playing elements, the fact that your units can cast abilities, and you have to actively create the real-time strategy environmental situation for that unit to be in your army at the correct spot to use those abilities. For example, the Psionic Storm of the Protoss, of the Protoss Templars, so it deals area of effect damage, or I don't know, area of effect auras, like in this game. Those were all things that weren't canon up until Warcraft 3 popularized them, and it created branches which influenced other genres. For example, in the MOBA genre, you know that, as I've said at the beginning, the MOBA genre, as I always mention, derives from the mod of Warcraft 3, which was Defense of the Ancients 1, was the name of the mod. By the way, thanks to the 60, as I've said at the beginning, thanks to the 65th subscriber over at YouTube that you subscribed in Christmas, I believe, Jana Kali, that you said that you appreciated a lot the offline MOBA series that we did last time. It was deeply appreciated. Hey, we have healers. I didn't know we had healers available for this class. Yeah, it was by the end of it. All right, those skeletons are very tough, but they are not going to beat me. Definitely not in an RTS game. I mean, people, the other day, I reinstalled the game that we are going to play after this one. I want to finish this one fast. And let's say that a lot of things changed. But the developer did a very good job of tightening up some things. For this year, I want to do some interesting retrospectives. Besides the Ultimate 3DS Showcase and the PS Vita, we'll need to do the third part of the PS Vita Showcase. And don't you hate when MMORPGs kind of like, I'll just say this, don't you hate when MMORPGs change so much that they no longer look like the original game? I find it disgusting, because it's okay to improve them, to change them a bit, but when you change them so much that they don't feel like the original game, one should pose the question, aren't you destroying the essence of the gameplay mechanics, of the user interface, of the level design of the game? Developers should ask themselves that question more often. I need to do that's why I create offline servers for the ones that I can, for the few games that I can do it. And I need to do a showcase of my servers. I want to do that, regarding that, as I was mentioning, but I have a lot of stuff ready regarding that. But first I want to finish this one. I don't think we have a lot of time left. So, as I was mentioning, we take for granted the proportion of the role-playing elements with the real-time strategy elements that Warcraft 3 introduced, right? We take it for granted. But before Warcraft 3, if you think about it, even Warcraft 2 and Warcraft 1, that they released the remasters during the summer, they released the remasters, which I highly recommend. They did a very good job with those. I'm not going to stream them because they are very simplistic, but they were amazing games, without a doubt. If you want the best copy of Warcraft 2, it's a very little game. It's an indie game. I don't remember the name. Gloria. Yes. It's the perfected version of Warcraft 2 redone modernly. Gloria. Pretty amazing. By the way, I have another interesting news that I read some days ago when I returned. When I returned to my house, not to my house, to my apartment. I never lived in a house. It's all apartments. People. There are some details about me that I have never told you that they're very interesting. For example, not everyone can say that their grandparent, the one they grew up with, besides my parents, of course, his name was Mario. Yeah, not everyone has that honor. Not everyone has that honor. Yeah, typical Italian. Typical Italian. You have and my great grandparents that gave me that allowed me to get the Italian citizenship. Giovanni, his name was Giovanni. So yeah, typical Italian names: Giovanni, Mario, precisely. I was always very happy when I discovered that the most famous mascot of Nintendo had that name. Well, mascot. So yeah, pretty much. As I was mentioning, the proportion needs to be perfect. Why? Because if you don't have a perfect proportion, either the real-time strategy aspect consumes the RPG aspect, or the other way around. In the case of Heroes of Annihilated Empires that I reviewed some years ago, let's say now that we have a much bigger army, which I think, anyways, I think we'll need to do 2 pushes, huh? Because those skeletons, I don't know what's with them, they are very resistant. So, all of you come here. Ready for the push? Hey, I think I left everything ready, pretty much. Let's go for a push. I'll first attack the... I need to ensure they don't converge. Let me see. They're coming. They're coming over there. No, I need to ensure they don't converge. Let them get to my towers. My towers can handle them. And there I'll unlock the hero monument and I'll be able to summon my heroes. Well, look at that. That's very important in terms of the level design of this game. See that they are spawning out of nowhere, right? But I think that's a terrible flaw. Besides what I've been mentioning, that Heroes of Annihilated Empires, it's a succession of baseless exploration missions in which you destroy completely you stay here. In which you destroy the base building mechanics of the game, because it's just a succession of baseless exploration missions. This game has a very similar, it makes a very similar mistake, but in a different way. Let me retreat the hero unit before time. Damn it, they converged. See, this is exactly what I wanted to avoid. See if we can kill that one. This is exactly what I didn't want to happen. They have a pretty good detection range. That's the problem. They intercepted my reinforcements. Yeah, that's something that can happen. No worries though. I think we are gonna make it. Eliminate the melee attacker. I think we're gonna make it. I think we can do it. Let's push. Let's push because I think we can wrestle in a tag of war. We can wrestle control. Damn it! No, don't follow me. Don't follow my troops here. It's a different battle. Let's separate them. Different battle. Here I'm going against the rock throwers. Shit, that's a very good detection range. I'll grant the developers that. That's very well executed. Anyways, I think I have enough troops. Alright, club M to death. Let's go for more warders. We need melee attacks. Let me reestablish the rally point there. See, because if they converge, I cannot handle both armies at the same time. That's the strategic component of it. I need to handle kind of like both armies. I'm trying to isolate them. Damn it. No, shit. No, they killed the hero in the way. Hang on a second, let me reload, because otherwise I'll make you waste a lot of time, and I had a proper opportunity. I need to make sure they are not coming. There we go. Have what? We have 60, right? We are at 60. Let me ensure I load it up. Yeah, 60 out of 60. Get out of there. You are the ones that attracted them. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Let's regroup, people. Let's regroup. So as I was mentioning, the level design of Heroes of Annihilating Empires made that devastating mistake. It was, well, looks like we'll have to deal with one more batch of enemies here. See how they can take a beating like that? Focus fire, see if we can deal with them. Looks like we'll have, it's unavoidable, we'll have to deal with that wave. But after that wave, there's another wave. Fuck. Shit. This is the good portion. This is the amazing... Shit, they are coming. Shit, whatever. Retreat. Come over here. Come over here. Lure them into a trap. The level design in SpellForce 1 makes the same mistake. I should have retreated. Lure them over here and then let's push back. It makes the same mistake. Why? Because while it isn't a succession of baseless exploration missions, so far, unless I'm very surprised in the later levels of the game, it's a succession of skirmishes. Instead of baseless exploration missions, it's a succession of skirmishes. And by that, I mean that they've ruined the level design again. Now, I've read that in SpellForce 2 they fixed that. But I wonder if this... I'm beginning to wonder if this was a standard practice for most RTS games back then, which I was inclined to think it wasn't. Because back in the day, when I played most of the RTS games that the genre has to offer, right, I played the best ones. And this is one of the plagues of the genre. Precisely because of that there's a huge gap of quality difference between... It's not like the RPG genre, it's not like the racing genre. There's a huge gap of quality between the... let's say, the run-of-the-mill, the average, not bad ones, but because they have good gameplay mechanics, things like Praetorians, for example, or even this one. The gameplay mechanics are okay. They are average, but there's a huge gap between, for example, in this case, the level design. Quickly. Now that they pushed, it's time for our comeback. Isolate those rock throwers, deal with them. Now I'll get to the... Looks like that spawn frequency is way too high. It's very well designed in that sense. We'll have to deal with them. Alright, we'll have to deal with those. Why is it that I cannot summon another Titan again? Because I think I had the upgrades. Because I had already summoned it. I probably left it ready back in December. There's my Titan. Okay. No. All at once. Bring them here. See if you can deal with them. And I'll have my... Also, the fact that you cannot create control groups for your buildings, it's weird. Terrible design choice, if you ask me. So as I was mentioning, the difference between the very good, the classics of the genre, of the RTS genre, say, there we go, they are killing each other. That's the idea. Now's our choice. They are all depleted here. The skeletons can't keep coming for a while. Now's our chance. While you kill each other, we are killing all of you at the same time. That's the idea. Do I have the aura up? Yes. I am lacking my skeletons, but let's see. There we go. We'll go straight for the buildings, because these ones are also spent. There, so... Aha, one of them got through our ranks. First kill the ones that are dealing melee damage to our archers, please. Please. There we go, that's the idea. Let me produce more units. Let's swarm them. The archers, I don't think they are dying a lot at this rate. I think the melee attackers took a lot of damage. So there's a huge gap of difference, and that it's also, I think, a huge reason why the RTS genre lost steam. Though there are many classics that I've discovered lately that are very good. For example, Oil Rush. Oil Rush is very good, and I discovered it recently. So I don't see that phenomenon in other genres, that you have to deal with such a huge gap of quality between the classics and the run-of-the-mill average games, for example. So that's terrible, and it's also the reason back then I played the best ones, now I realize. But a lot of, while exploring the genre, the RTS genre more in depth, that's when you start finding these grave mistakes, because it's a grave mistake that in an RTS game you just destroy the level design, because this destroys the level design completely. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a succession of as I've said, baseless exploration missions or a succession of skirmishes, it completely destroys the level design. It's a direct hit to the quality of that game. Start destroying the... I'll diverge, I'll use some troops to start destroying the buildings so they stop spawning enemies. I just hope my hero unit, it should be more than enough to deal with them. Come on. Come on, now's our chance. Destroy the buildings. Now let's get to the spawn mechanic that I've also found quite terrible. This game makes another terrible mistake, which is the fact that enemy units spawn out of nowhere. Out of nowhere? Yes, out of these things that you see here. See these shining lights on the ground? They are the spawn points of enemy units. They spawn out of nowhere. They don't follow, and this is the great mistake, they don't follow the economic rules that are imposed to the player. I repeat, they don't follow the spawns rate. The spawn system in this game for enemies doesn't follow the rules imposed to the player, creating an asymmetric relationship, an asymmetric economic relationship between the economy of the artificial intelligence and the player's economy. See, that's something. Advance before the skeletons come back and we are ambushed again. Advance and destroy their buildings. Quickly, inside. Let's split the groups. Let the skeletons get through. They're coming over there. I can see them on the map. Very, very fast. Let me continue producing units, but you stay here and you will fight over there. Let's just hope we are not in their detection range. Let them get. I want them to get through here and directly attack my defenses, so I have the troops to finally deal with this base. Once I destroy this base, I will be dealing with only one artificial intelligence and I'll have the advantage. By the way, where's my elf titan? Ah, there you are. Stay back here. I don't want to lose you just because of those. Right, you keep going over there. Looks like... Where are the skeletons? Where are the skeletons? Shit, they had another... God damn it, they had another... Damn it. Shit. Their base was bigger than I thought. Shit. So they had another path. Shit. No matter. No matter. No matter. We destroyed one of the spawn points. As I was mentioning, the economic system creates an asymmetry. I'm not reloading. We destroyed one of the spawn points. That creates an asymmetric relationship. Let's see. Well, see, as you can see, time advanced. It granted me that thing almost destroyed. Hey, Scar Dragoon! Usually you would just build towers in Path of Skeletons along the wall, since they can't reach the towers. How have you been, Scar Dragoon? Happy 2025. Happy 2025. Yeah, I have that idea, but the spawn rate, just lurking. No worries, man. No worries, man. Lurk as much as you like. I always enjoy all of your company, and besides, thank you, of course, because of all of because I think it's the 4th year of streaming, and the 3rd one you visit the stream. It's crazy how time goes on, wouldn't you say? It's absolutely crazy. It looks as if it was it feels as if it was yesterday that I started streaming the games. If I create the wall, the towers there, both armies, the spawn rate is way too fast, because as I was mentioning precisely, it has an asymmetric relationship in which they spawn units out of nowhere endlessly. From this point, every time you see this, it means they spawn. The units kind of like, we are following the normal economic rules of the game. And if I place the towers here, both armies would converge, and I wouldn't be able to force the AI to attack each other. No. Well, I think that's what I've been trying to do, even on last year, and I did that, and I could push, but it's just, I think in the next push I'll kill them though. Maybe there's a building that can change their path. No, it's not like a tower defense game. It's like it's an RTS game in which the units have a detection range, and just as you could see, I tried to separate the armies, tried to attack them here, and it was mildly successful because I destroyed one of the spawn points and this one, but they would just activate the detection range. They have a very good detection range, and they would just attack me there. I've already tested it, I think, last year, and they have a pretty good detection range. So that's what I was mentioning. By the way, I almost forgot about it. I don't want to. Now that I was waiting for you to, I was going to mention it to you last year, but I didn't have the chance. I managed to find the formula that stops the crashes of Sacred 2. You don't need a Windows XP machine. I'm telling it to you, in case you were about to spend money on that. Yeah, you mentioned it. Oh well. Well, I mentioned it a lot of times last year, but I couldn't showcase it. So just in case, you don't need to get the Good Old Games version, just as I posted on Discord. And the Good Old Games version, they developed a Windows 10 fix. Now, I don't know if it will work on Windows 11, but if you haven't updated to Windows 11, which I think it's much more highly likely than having an XP machine, or much more comfortable at least. Good Old Games version, you get Good Old Games version, and it has a Windows 10 fix in it. The problem is that you cannot add the Enhanced Edition mod that I was playing with. That adds the level scaling, the updated portraits, the extra missions, the extra mounts, all of the things. It will be the original experience, but I bet you will appreciate it even more probably than the modded version. Because it will allow you and anyone else to relive the original experience that you all had with the game. So, Good Old Games version. The Steam version is broken, as you could see, and you cannot mod it with the Enhanced Edition. Though, as I mentioned, if you use only the community patch 1.60, it will fix 99% of the bugs and it doesn't crash. Good Old Games version with the Good Old Games patch with the community patch 1.6. The problem is that your save file, you have to start a new save file to do the process properly. You have to start new characters. You can keep your old characters, but in those playthroughs, some quests may be bugged. So it will work on Windows 10. It won't crash. It doesn't need borderless gaming. I forgot to mention this for sure because I realized that after. It works with. It doesn't work with the ultra textures. I haven't tried it. It should, but I haven't tried it. That were sold separately. But yes, you don't need the XP machine. Good Old Games version, community patch 1.6. Follow the guide. It's very, very short. And you can play it without borderless gaming, full screen, which brings the optimization that full screen has with it. I don't know if... Well, I don't want to... Well, we can start the debate, but games in full screen work better than in Windows because the PC dedicates the resources much better. No abilities for multiple elf monuments. No, you have to unlock them one by one, and you can only select one. What you can do is there are some scenarios in which you have several races. You control several races at once. Here, I'll show it to you in case you missed the first streams of this one. Here you see that it says human build plan, right? That it says the human build plan. Well, with this, I have access to several races, but the problem is that you need to have a dwarf monument to have the access to all of your build plan of the dwarves and the human monuments like this. So you need to... Some levels allow you to do so, some others don't. But it depends on the scenario. But yeah, in a skirmish match you will need, and in some of the... In Command and Conquer, for example, having multiple same buildings actually did build faster since animation of coming out of the... Hey, so you played some RTS games. Is that why the name is Scarlet Dragon? Is because of an RTS game? So you played RTS games? You like them? Wow. You surprised me, because most people don't play RTS games. In Command & Conquer, for example, actually did build... Yeah, even fastest with the animation coming out of the buildings. Indeed. There's one level in Command & Conquer 3 that... Well, the original Command & Conquer was remastered by Petroglyph, the creators of Star Wars Empire at War. And Grey Goo, I analyzed Grey Goo, I bashed that game endlessly. Played tons of games. It's a simpler explanation. In general, all genres. That's the... See people, so anyone watching this as a YouTube bot, that is the quality of old school players that are in the stream. Crowbar as well, and Keiichi, and more, indeed. All of you play a lot of them. That makes me proud, because in those streams where you say, I like RTS, I've seen people say that RTS games, I know, worse, not RTS games that they are out of fashion. I've seen people say that old Shadowgate on Amiga 1000 with Kickstarter and Workbench OS 1.3. Damn, that's all. Not even I know about that one. That's one of the old PCs that they had back in the day, right? It's one of those old PCs like the CX Spectrum and those, and the Sinclair and all of those. My dad loved all of those ones. Old Shadowgate. So there's an RTS that I didn't know about. Old Shadowgate, or well, maybe another game. Wow. No, my older one is Game Boy. my oldest one, sorry, my oldest one. I made a mistake last year when I was doing the election stuff. Shadowgate used to be on a couple of floppy drives, yeah. Also had Marble Madness, wow, and a few others with the diskettes, I remember. No, I showed it to Crowbar the other day. My first game was this one. In case you missed it, I showed it to Crowbar, well, the other day, last year, because he's a fan of racing games, and also this is my first game. This is not only it's my first game, I forgot to mention, this is my first possession, alongside the Charizard card from the Pokemon TCG. But this is my either first or second possession ever. That's why I keep it close to me. It's a scarce 5th gen. The ones that you are mentioning are probably, if I remember correctly, Amiga would be what, 3rd gen alongside the NES. It would be 3rd gen. It would be 3rd gen. Where we are almost there, people. Sorry for the wait. And yeah, before the NES, 2nd gen. 2nd gen. Wow. With the Magnavox Odyssey was 1st gen. Before the NES would be, yeah, 2nd gen. I had NES later as a kid, damn it, you were. Well, I wasn't born back then. Wow, you had the privilege then of seeing the birth of video games as a whole. I didn't have that privilege. I didn't have it. Pretty much, yeah, because 1st gen, for those of you who don't know, before the crash of the 2nd generation, basically Atari, the leading console dominating factor, let's say, it was Atari before PlayStation and Nintendo, and well, Sega was around then back then. Precisely with the crash of the no, let's overwrite the other one. The one from last year. Before the crash, precisely, the era that he's mentioning is the 2nd generation. And the first one is the Magnavox Odyssey with, well, few people know the first game ever. If I'm not mistaken, it was Pong. That was created with, see, these things, it's general culture. People need to know it. Besides, it's amazing to see the birth of video games like you did, Scarlet Dragon, because you can see the progress, the difference, the tendencies, and it allows you to appreciate different eras in a very different way. When I see, well, we discussed it, I believe, I think at the beginning of the previous year, that imagine playing Fortnite as the only game that you play ever in your life. People like him and like me, we imagine that, and it makes me feel sad for the person. Makes me feel sad for the person. And all eras had amazing things. For example, the era that he's mentioning, it's defining. It's absolutely, it defined a lot of things. The 2nd generation, before having the economic crash of the market, with all of the legend of all of the copies of E.T., of the movie of E.T., is a very classic movie that in the, I think it was the 60s, could it be? No, it better, something like that. E.T., that also copies were supposedly sent to the buried below the deserts of the US. For those of you who don't know, the western portion of the US is mostly a lot of canyons and deserts, and supposedly they bury a lot of the copies of E.T., of the game E.T. in them because of the market crash. It's kind of like the iconic image of it, in which people had no more interest in games. Yeah, ROMs were pretty much ROMs were sent to a landfill. God damn it! But they were original copies, I believe, if I remember correctly. I think they were original copies, right? Of the floppy disks. Or no, it was the cartridge for the Atari. It was a cartridge. It had to be a cartridge. So they buried all of them, and that's the iconic image of the end, because it wasn't all of like that. A lot of people want to say that the whole second generation was a failure, and it's not the case. It was only the ending, because Atari is releasing a new console, people, in case you don't know. During the summer we missed those news. It's releasing a console. It's like a Nintendo Switch, but it has physically the buttons of different Atari consoles, kind of like condensed in one tablet. It's like the Nintendo Switch, or like the Steam, more like the Steam Deck, in terms of the form factor, because it's a bit bigger. So a lot of people want to make out that the whole second generation was a failure. It was the end where it crashed, and then the NES emerged to save the market, and that's where the case that I always mention to you, always the case of Universal Studios against Nintendo versus Nintendo, in which they demanded the copyright of Donkey Kong. that any ape on top of a huge building holding a damsel in distress was a copyrighted image of Universal because of King Kong, the one that I always mention to you. And that's where IPs got independence, because Nintendo won, thanks to lawyer John Kirby. Always remember him. Kirby, like the character, then they named the character after him. Lawyer John Kirby defended Nintendo. What an irony that now they have a theme park with Universal, alongside a partner with Universal. That's life irony at its finest. So yeah, they got independent, and there the third gen started. I couldn't leave it, sadly. I have that great privilege, but I would have certainly loved it. In my case, my first one was a Game Boy. My Game Boy Color, my atomic purple Game Boy Color that I still have, and the PlayStation then. But, well, I mean in consoles. First I got a Windows 98 machine. That was my first experience with that game that I showed you, with Scars. So 5th gen, I couldn't experience the 4th one in its debut. I experienced it kind of like in retrospective. Speaking of that, I upgraded the... I applied the custom CRT filter to the SNES emulator that I use on PC. Very, very good. There's one thing I will have to tell you, people. I'll have to tell you that this has been my idea since the dawn of existence. I don't like RetroArch. Why? Because RetroArch is like eating with your hands. What do I mean by that? It drops all of the cores. I don't say that it isn't a technical achievement. It's absolutely magnificent and incredible, and it's a preservation that is always appreciated. But I like having emulators kind of like individually, having them separately, individually organized. Why? Because a lot of people, I'm saying this because a lot of people recommend online just download RetroArch. RetroArch, it's an all-in-one package. It does everything, etc., etc. Speaking about retro games, sorry. RetroArch does everything without any kind of issue. No. Retreat. Don't kill him. Shit. Let's see how he computes it. Aha! No time passed. Good. Well, see, some time passed. Oh, look at that! The Elf Titan survived. See, this fast forward mechanic is kind of like, look at that. We made it. We can push. RetroArch is like eating food with your hands, if you ask me. But I'll tell you why. Because it drops everything kind of like this. There you go, all of the cores. Drop them with the same PSP interface. With the same PSP interface, see, they are appearing out of nowhere. And kind of like everything is the same. It removes the charm if an emulator, compared to the real console, an emulator, the problem it has is not the performance, because a lot of them, for old school games, they have pretty good performance. Most of the time, it's the personality. If an emulator has low personality compared to the real console, which is natural, to the real hardware, imagine an emulator that has the same interface for all consoles. That is RetroArch. I'm not bashing it in the sense that it's not good, because it's a technical achievement. Any emulator is a technical achievement for anyone who has ever programmed anything, without a doubt. We appreciate that. But I'd rather have individual emulators dedicated for each one of them. Why? Because it allows you to pick the ROMs, and this is what I mean with eating with your hands, rather than with a fork and a spoon or a knife or whatever. It drops all of the cores with the same interface, without specific console optimizations, with the same filter for all of them, as I said, with the same user interface, but also with packs of ROMs. I've seen packs of ROMs online that for example, you watch any YouTube video, you go to YouTube Academy, as we say it in development environments. You have to go to YouTube Academy, even if you studied a lot. And you download a pack of ROMs, and that inhibits how interesting it is. It psychologically inhibits the ability to pick the games, or the ROMs, selectively. And I think that's terrible. And this is what I meant with eating with your hands. If a YouTuber gives you a pack of ROMs with pre-selected titles, you don't explore the library of the console. Imagine a 200 NES, for example, pack of games, or Super Nintendo, and you just play those which reflect the tastes of that YouTuber. You don't research the portions of the library of that console that actually will help you develop your taste in video games. You are not being selective. You are just eating what the taste of the YouTuber is giving you, for example. And at the end of the day, there's something worse, which is the fact that you end up not being able to discern quality, which is the worst part of it, the worst consequence it has. So that's why I don't like RetroArch, because it encourages that. It encourages downloading a pack of ROMs. Yeah, I never got the mini Nintendo with 400 built-in games since it was missing River City Ransom. Well, that's a very perfect example of it. You mean the Nintendo Mini, the official one that they released, or another? Yeah, the Nintendo Mini, the classic Nintendo. Yeah, you have to. I'd rather learn how to mod it, because I think it's moddable, and use my ROMs. It's the same. It's, as I was mentioning, it's eating with your hands. Classic Nintendo, yeah, the classic Nintendo Mini. Yeah. The official one. Well, that one is official, but even so, if they give you a pack of ROMs, it doesn't reflect your personality. It's the case. I'm glad that you understand me. Granted, you can get most on PC nowadays with emulators. No, if I could, I would get the classic Mini, because it's moddable. It's actually moddable. The Super Nintendo one as well. But they drive the prices of. I was mentioning at the beginning, Scarlet Dragoon, the prices of those things. I wanted an Easy Flash Omega or an EverDrive, I don't care, for the Game Boy Advance. The scalpers are driving the prices of that stuff like crazy high, $200. Yeah, all tech is pretty expensive. No, but an EverDrive for the Game Boy Advance, $200. God damn it. God damn it, $200. I ended up getting the one that I showed at the beginning. I don't know if you saw it. And I see it's true. I don't know if you heard it at the beginning. Just in case, I'll repeat it as I regroup my army. We destroyed the base, people. It should be a walk in the park from now on. Should be a walk in the park from now on. I showcased this. I ended up picking this. A Chinese, a Chinese 369 in one. Because when I play, as I've said, I play all of my GBA games on my 3DS because it has the native hardware. The 3DS has a DS inside of it, which in turn it has a GBA inside of it, and it activates the processor and the cores internally or whatever. And it even shuts down the 3DS portion of the operating system. And well, I looked for Game Boys. Also, often have a screen replaced. Yeah, with the IPS screen. Yeah, the IPS screen, but you have to. I don't have the ability to do that. Yeah, the IPS screen for the GBA, it's delicious. It's the best in the world because it's true what they say. I can attest it because I grew up holding the GBA, the classic original Game Boy Advance, which is fine. It was my first one is the Game Boy Color with a Game Boy Color. It was a Game Boy Color, but then I think I also did that on my PSP 1000. Yeah, you mentioned it to me that you replace a screen, but in the case of the GBA, it's worse. You know why? Because it doesn't have a backlit screen, the GBA, and it's even darker than the Game Boy. The Game Boy Advance it's darker than the Game Boy Color. It's so dark that you have to kind of like sit right below a light source, like because the PSP at least was backlit. The GBA, the original Game Boy Advance, wasn't backlit. The SP model, one variation of the SP model, was backlit, but it's very uncomfortable because it's way too narrow. The model, few people know I was mentioning this at the beginning. This one precisely. This is my American precisely. It comes from the United States. Can't remember the device, but it was like black and white. But hardware did support color. If you replace the screen, it would show all games in color. You mean the Analog Pocket, maybe? The Analog Pocket would be. It has to be the Analog Pocket. Or an Ambernick. There are a lot of clones of those modern ones. The Analog Pocket it's even more expensive, and it's not even old school tech. It's not even the original experience. It's absolutely. This is my Arctic White GBA. I mentioned it at the beginning. I added the backplate. I added rechargeable batteries. It's an American one. I don't know why the European ones didn't have the code bar here. But also, I have the problem. The backplate now is European, so it has European backplate and American original stickers. As you can see, they are the original because they're yellow and it's the original. It's an Arctic White, but this is not backlit. This original model that I'm showcasing to you, which was the original model of the Game Boy Advance, most people don't know why it was so comfortable. As character looks solid. Yeah, because actually I always liked precisely the European backplate, but the American stickers. You know why? Because the backplate of the American models didn't have the Game Boy logo that you just saw in that one. They don't have the Game Boy logo. Skeleton death time. Yes, it's time for the skeletons. Well, if there's one thing that I have to grant this game is the fact that it keeps you on your toes. Because I remember it took me a whole lot of time to build up my defenses like this. In that sense, it's pretty tough, but the level design. It's not the first time I stumble upon this this mess of a level design? No, regarding the Game Boy Advance, a lot of people don't know why that model feels so good. That model wasn't made by... Can you expand the base to other enemy base or no? Only if you have no hero monument. This is a hero monument. This spawns hero units. Only if it has either an elf monument, a human monument, or a dwarf monument. Precisely. In a lot of scenarios, I could do it. In this one, no. Because sadly, it's harder than the previous ones, I guess. They wanted to make it harder. But it's like that. I've criticized that about this game. Precisely, it has fraction-based. Cool. Yeah. The faction, probably faction-based. Yeah. As I've said, I was showing it to you. Damn it, I forgot it. You have access to the races individually, and they are kind of like tied to the monument that you can expand. Another thing, barracks don't produce the units here. You produce everything from the monuments. Quite interesting. They unified the gameplay like that. It has some redeeming qualities. For example, the RPG portion of it. It's even more complex than Warcraft. Look at all of the spells, but beyond that, the inventory. Look at this. I've already accumulated all of this stuff. And you have all of your stats. Here I'm going for a build that increases evasion chance and well, not accuracy, evasion chance and overall sturdiness, like being a tank, to compensate for the amount of archers. It has a full-fledged economic system, as you can see. Like it's a copy of World of Warcraft, sadly, with the bronze, silver, and gold, and it has a full monetary. That's why it's a pity that everything that surrounds the level design is pretty well executed, but the level design is a succession of skirmishes. Well, in old school RTS games, it was like that. I bet you remember it. There were a lot of cases in which the level design was just like this, but this one, it's a rather more modern entry of it. It's I don't know if it's the release date was 2001. 2001. It's previous to Warcraft 3. 2001, the original one, then the expansions later. Yeah. It's a pity for me that the level design isn't kind of like... It has more objective variety. The problem is the objective variety. It's a succession of skirmishes so far, like all of them. And while I understand that in my case I am okay with that, it's a critical level design flaw. I criticize this about Heroes of Annihilated Empires a lot. So going back to the Game Boy Advance that I was mentioning, I want to finish the idea so people have the information. That model that you just saw, the original one, why is it so comfortable? No one says it. No one says why it's so comfortable. It's because Nintendo didn't design that. If it was for Nintendo, they had something called Project Atlantis, which was going to be vertical. It was going to be vertical. A very huge Game Boy, which was meant to be the successor of the Game Boy Color at that time. Project Atlantis. They were going to present it, you know when? In the Georgia Olympic Games of 2001. Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States East Coast. They were going to present Project Atlantis, which was the successor of the Game Boy Color, which was pretty much the... Alright, level up. Yeah, we also level up here in this game. It has a lot of elements that I have been analyzing. I have to upload all of the YouTube bots. You reminded me of that. I have to, because it has a lot of mechanics like that. Alright, let's activate the hero monument and regroup. Look at that, there's a lone skeleton in there, waiting to be annihilated. Also, you can actually queue actions like this. You can queue actions with shift, as we would do in normal RTS games. But sometimes they don't follow the orders, I don't know. It's weird. Oh well. Besides, I had to the resolution. I had to do some tricks to display it as good as you look it like this. It's run at 1080p when normally the game wouldn't be able to do that. So that's why you might see that it looks very good for what it was back in the day. So the original Game Boy Advance, the successor of the Game Boy Color, Project Atlantis, was going to be released in the Atlanta, Georgia Olympic Games back in 2001. But Nintendo pulled from that event. They didn't like the final quality of the product, and they commissioned 2 French designers. Nintendo from Japan told 2 French designers who actually, you can see the original Game Boy Advance design on the webpage of the real company that commissioned them precisely through Nintendo to those 2 French designers. You won't believe that it's a building company. They design buildings or things like and decoration for buildings. They were specialized decoration designers, and they knew also about architecture of buildings and electronic devices. They also did electronic devices. They did like some designs for Nokia phones, for the Finnish company Nokia, that they were the I still have my original mobile here. I still have it. My first mobile. Bet you didn't expect to see this here. This is my original mobile. Well, they were like this design of Alcatel. This is a copy of the original Nokia design that is very similar, that was designed by that company, that they created this kind of like block-shaped mobiles back in the day. And the same designers. Yeah, we have a dwarf monument. I was wrong. There was a dwarf monument here. So you move your hero unit. What you were asking me? You move your hero unit here, and you activate it. And see how interesting it is, because this I think I didn't show it to you. The runes, the level. See that they have a level. The level of the runes of each of your worker runes determines the level of the workers that you spawn. See how well integrated the RPG portion is. That's why I said it's a pity. These are the runes for the hero units that I just summoned, and these are for the... Without these, I wouldn't be able to summon them. For example, here you have elf workers level 5, and this one level 6. So this activated the dwarf rune, and I activate that. But I don't think it will be needed to beat the skeletons, huh? I don't think I'll need a second base. Let me activate the buffs. I think Aura of Strength, that one is very good. Warcry, let's go for a Warcry. Blessing heals, and the mage, this one is kind of like a pure melee, range damage unit. So yeah, there was one there. See, you go to the dwarf monument. We are just getting into the dwarf save. Dwarf tanks and elf archers seems good to me. Yes, indeed. I haven't tried the dwarf sieve yet, huh? I don't know the units. I only have the build plan. It's the first time that's why I put it in the title. They're like that. Ah, but see, the problem, you need stone. Is there a stone resource? For example, elves don't use stone. Moon silver, iron. Stone? No. It's probably... There's probably another... This is probably not the end of the level. There must be another base, because it has an expansive world. I almost forgot to mention it. The world... One thing I will grant this game as a brilliant idea is the fact that the world is interconnected. It's the only RTS game in which the world is interconnected. Kind of like... Did you see... this one? this portal to Southern Windwalls. Well, if you go through that portal, you will go back to the previous level of the campaign exactly as you left it. And you can do side quests in there. And from these stones, divine stones, you can fast travel. It's like a combination between the design philosophy of World of Warcraft, with a massive, expansive open world, with an RTS. It doesn't get deleted like isolated levels of a campaign that you would have in a normal RTS. Let me search for iron, moon silver. We have meat, but I don't see stone, huh? I need a stone even for the most basic buildings. I bet I have to unlock more unit plans, huh? The unit plans that you saw that I have in my inventory, these ones, where is it? These ones, they are actually lootable objects that you loot from enemies that you get. So I need stone to develop the base. This happened to me previously. This means that I am still not meant to use the dwarf sieve, because you can loot the objects but not be able to use it, because stone by where you're fighting, it can be up ahead. Ah, yeah, you're right. Damn it, what a good eye! Wow. Yeah. Wow. Good eyes. Yeah. How did you see it? I could barely... Ah, yeah, it was in a corner, but well, still. Let me grab the stone and let's see the development of the base. Anyways, I can only create some buildings, but if I can expand at the same time, better. Because I bet that when we get here, there will be other missions. There's a bind stone there, yeah. I think that the open world. Thank you, by the way. Alright, so this is how you are meant to discover the dwarf class. Alright, people, we'll slowly get the dwarf class. The first time you gather the resources, you have to slowly take them back. In the meantime, worker units don't contribute to your... They don't fill up your military cap. They are kind of like separated. And as you can see, I can only use the basic units. So for that I need the forge. So we have quarry, mine, and forge. Yeah, not many options. By the way, it's a bit... Militia, I think I have that one already unlocked. See? For example, you can unlock the plans. Except this one, it will tell me that I already have the unit plan, I believe. Swap not allowed, see? I already have it. It's this one. They're actually lootable objects that you get. You get the forge here. I got them twice because the game wants to ensure that when you first discover the civilization, you have the basic buildings. But yeah, pretty much. Let's bring that stone back and let's keep going. I'll keep pushing because I bet that when we reach the town, the first objective, then it will expand to the rest of the map. The levels in this game are massive. That's for sure. That's for sure. The other thing is that I can see a tendency that the gameplay mechanics were balanced for skirmish mode, definitely, because in a skirmish it's much more reasonable that you unlock buildings like in Warhammer Dawn of War, the original one. Who doesn't love Warhammer Dawn of War? That one is brutal. As you conquer the terrain, you get bases and you can expand. It's not like in Age of Empires or StarCraft, in which, well, you need the resources in StarCraft and in Age of Empires, but you can have multiple town centers. What's going on? These ones are unkillable. Hey, what's going on? Could it be that because it's this is a negative spell? No, that's mine. Oh. Looks like we'll need reinforcement. Looks like I'll have to establish a blockade here, huh? Now that we are not getting attacks from there. Interesting. Pretty tough. Can I begin critting? Yeah, there we go. Quarry. What does it? There we go. Alright. No, don't kill the... No, don't kill the hero unit because otherwise time will fast forward. Retreat, retreat. This is a problem. They're going to destroy my base if I don't stop them. We need melee damage. Time to push. Or that. Or break the line. Damn it. Shit, what's with those skeletons? What does this sorry, it's a new race, people. Quarry, ascended stone. Shit, no, I have to establish a blockade. I have to establish a blockade. Change of plans. I need to think fast. I need to think fast. Give me some workers, no matter where you get them from. I have to protect this zone. I don't know what's up with those skeletons, but yeah, I'm not meant to penetrate that zone until... Yes! It's forcing me to bring more units. The other game that I streamed last year, I don't know if you saw it, started again. It's Drakensang, the Dark Eye, which I mentioned that it was another great alternative to Sacred to Drakensang, the whole Drakensang franchise. Very, very underrated by now. That one that I've been analyzing last year, and I'll continue now. I'll continue this one. Drakensang, it's quite amazing. It's like Dragon Age Origins. Why is it that I cannot produce a second Titan? Well, 60 to 70, that'll help. 70 to 80, I'm consuming food for this, right? Ah, well, looks like for the first time we hit the pop cap. 80, that's the idea. That is it, I have to establish a blockade there. I have to protect that zone and establish a blockade. Wait, we'll stop them. We have to stop them there. Insane amount of skills. The skeletons don't belong to any civilization, in case you're wondering, people, huh? I think the stone is used for the humans, for the human race, and this one, and the dwarves. I need any other building. 70 stone. Let's send all of them to gather the stone. Villagers like these ones don't cost resources. They're free. In that sense, that's why I said that it encouraged skirmish, because it encourages swarming in a skirmish mode. But in here, it kind of like encourages defending and pushing back. In that sense, it's very challenging. The difficulty is on point. That's why I said it's a pity that the level design is a succession of skirmishes. Like, with a bit of objective variety that I read that they fixed in SpellForce 2, this game would have been amazing. Because it has amazing pathfinding, better than Warcraft 3 by 2001 standards. Damn it, they killed... Yeah, they are blocking my resource gathering. They are blocking my resource gathering. That's the problem. No matter, we still have 35, 32 troops. We just need to regroup a bit, establish a blockade. I wish I could kind of like speed up the gameplay. Kind of like in StarCraft you have that option. They are directly attacking me there. There's no point. Then send them over there. Time to regroup and get over there. It's a pity. I was mentioning that I was analyzing this. For example, the asymmetric economic system. It is effective in terms of keeping you on your toes, like this, because the AI will just spawn and spawn and spawn enemies without any kind of restriction to its economic system. It does have restrictions because it's not an endless army, but it doesn't have the economic restrictions of the player. They must have thought about it as a way to compensate for dumb artificial intelligence, I guess, because they are generally dumb. They were generally dumb back in the day, in a lot of cases, but not in all of them. The original Warcraft 3 has amazing artificial intelligence, and Reforged, I don't know why, they touched it, they modified it, and something that worked now doesn't work. Warcraft 3 Reforged, the AI is blatantly stupid compared to the original. I don't know what they touched. They didn't need to do that. They didn't need to do that. But they did it. And it's useless, the skirmish mode. In that game, because it's way too easy compared to the original. The original is very challenging, the skirmish mode. You need to know what you're doing. In that sense, it's the opposite of Age of Empires 2. In Age of Empires 2, the new iterations of the game, the new releases that they've done, upgrading the original version, the AI is quite good. I can beat it, but it took me some tries. And because it's a game that I played a lot, but for a newcomer, highly challenging, I would say, huh? Highly challenging. Beating the AI on a skirmish match. Age of Empires 2, the latest versions that they released, pretty good. I can do it, but it makes me sweat. I must admit it. It makes me sweat. It requires good APM. It requires good APM, a good amount of actions per minute, and you need to know the weaknesses and the strength of your race, but not only that, of your civilization. But not only that, you need to know how to design some advanced strategies that you would normally see in online play. Another thing that I almost forgot, people. This year we'll do the ultimate offline versus bots series. Not only MOBAs, because a lot of people, between them, you, Jan, Akali, over at YouTube, that you thank me for the offline MOBA series. I will expand it to the rest of them, to the rest of the genres, because I have several genres that have amazing bots back in the day, and they are not appreciated. I love how nowadays people say, well, but you have online now. Yes, and what prevents me from having offline versus bots? And when I like, I play online against other human players. What prevents them from implementing that? A good development philosophy first. First, you need to know about the importance of offline versus bots. And second, money. It's cheaper to just create the multiplayer and don't program any artificial intelligence. Which is stupid if you think about it, because anyways, you had to program the bots for the normal campaign of the game. So you had to program the bots for the normal campaign of the game. So you just have to do some adjustments so you make them behave better in an arena environment. But there's not much to it, people. I remember the bots, for example, one of the games that I wanted to showcase, the godlike bots in the godlike is it's a kind of like a mode that you can apply to the bot. The godlike mode bots in Unreal Tournament 3 are still the best ever created. The Black Edition of Unreal Tournament 3, that I think you can still get it. If you play against those bots, they are better than 80%, let's say, 80% of modern shooter players, because they play like professional players. The same goes for the ranked matchmaking AI mod for Dota 2. I play that one, and it's very challenging, and they don't feel unnatural in a lot of cases. So I want to do an offline bot series, not only about MOBAs, we've already done it, so we'll get another genres to finally prove that I think this is pretty... Mighty Elf Titan. This will be more than enough. Yeah, remember. So if you upgrade the... Okay, now I get it. So you can get one Elf Titan without triggering the Titan upgrade for the elves, the first one, but then it gets... you're locked out of it. Then you have to pay for the upgrade, and then you can continuously produce the unit. And it's the only unit that is produced at the large headquarters rather than the elf monument. Okay, I get it. You just keep summoning and let's push and get that resource and see if we can push it even forward. The detection range is amazing. Small side note, the detection range of this game, it's amazing. So we'll just attack them from here and we'll have the advantage because they'll have to get through this obstacle. Fortunately, my frozen arrows they freeze them. Do you have your passive activated? The priest? Right, go ahead. There we go. Mighty Elf Titan, see if you can make a difference there. I think this is my biggest army ever, huh? It's kind of like the ending of the elf gameplay mechanics. Another amazing thing is a skill tree that I showed it here. So the skill tree is divided into general branches and sub branches, and you cannot upgrade the sub branches without investing points on the main branch of the skill tree. So I cannot go beyond 4 points of black magic, and I was working, and in turn you cannot, as you can see down there, that stamina is in red, that 40 stamina is in red. Well, I cannot, for example, upgrade the general branch of heavy combat arts without having 40 stamina. Alright, now is the time. Bring me some workers. We had some here. We have to... We need some extra towers as we push. Good. We have this under control. I need these ones to plant the trees. Idle. Here. This one is idle. Well, you'll have to do for now. I should bring more of them. These ones? Come over here. Come over here. It's time. Can I already produce dwarf units? Forge. And you need iron. Can I access... is there iron? Moon silver? Yeah, iron here. Damn it, my bad. There we go. Let's gather the other one, just in case. Moon silver, it must serve a purpose in the future. I never use that resource, but just in case. And you grab the stone. Let's go. Let's establish a blockade there. It's time to push. Those ones, let me establish a new blockade point there. Well, blockade. Yeah, it's a blockade. They cannot get through there. So... there we go. Yeah, I think these ones come out of nowhere, huh? I will establish a blockade just in case. But I think they won't spawn anymore. I should have a quarry here, right? Yeah, because it's a drop. The resource drop point for stone. There we go. Remember, they work automatically as you assign them to the building. Hey, looks like they stopped. The game said, "No more, please. No more wasting the player's time." Well, wasting. You have. It's a very good way to kind of like force you to be on your toes. I like that the game doesn't hold your hand in that sense, because there's a lot of RTS cases that they are way too easy. But Skeleton Guardian, so these ones are different. Oh please, Lophius, come over here, please. Come over here. Go careful. No, get out of there. Get out of there. I don't want time to fast forward like that. Let me save. I'm not doing that. And the elf titan is over there. Move it. Move it, move it, move it. Then we'll loot all of the place. Once I stop getting attacked by... I can loot them. This game did some remote looting. Yep, it has remote looting. You can loot from anywhere. Well, there's a range apparently. Stay over here. Here you need to stay there. There we go. Where are my workers? They should be there. There they are. Perfect. Here we go. Blockade, so we secure the stone. Secure that stone resource at once. They have something that they are almost unkillable. I don't get why. And I don't think it's a type of damage at all. Because I've tried several. But... keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Let the elf titan attack. Surround them, please. There we go. Scarlet you're enjoying it, that cat with the smoothie there. With the smoothie there. Ah, the smoothies. I bet you remember Scarlet Dragoon. All of the cartoons back from the 90s and the early 2000s when we were kids. I mentioned them on stream. The other day I watched Batman Beyond. In the US it was Batman Beyond. And in Europe it was Batman of the Future. What an amazing series. Nowadays they are terrible. The cartoons back then were amazing, and even earlier. And I was watching Batman Beyond, and the difference in quality, I don't know if it... A lot of people want to call all of this that is nostalgia, but both in games and in cartoons, the quality, I think, has changed drastically. There are good modern examples. For example, Unicorn Warriors Eternal is very good. It's made by Gendy Tartakovsky, the creator of Samurai Jack. No, retreat this well. Well, these ones aren't shiny skeletons. These ones aren't shiny skeletons. They are kind of like normal ones, I guess. The only good thing, the best thing that they implemented here is the remote loot of this game. And the fact that the inventory is endless. Look at this. I can select, I think, all of them. Look at that, without moving the hero unit. Here? I know, well, that one is outside of range. No, but I could remote loot in a lot of cases, where I was kind of like on the other side of the map. And I could do it. The cartoons from back when we were kids, well, in my case the 90s, but the 80s and the 70s as well, nothing to do. And people calling it nostalgia, I think it's unfair. I have objective reasons to say that that there was a drop in quality. Average, of course there are good ones, as I've said, Unicorn Warriors Eternal. Vanicula is very good for kids, for example. I, for example, use it sometimes for the English classes, for non-English speakers. Vanicula is very, very good. But except for a few examples, the Dragon Prince is good. The Dragon Prince is also good. But in the case of others, hey, don't tell me that I finally filled my inventory. There was a limit then. This time I went overboard, I think, with the loot. So, no. Why is it that I cannot loot it? I think it's infinite, eh? I think it's infinite. Ah, yeah, it's the other mouse button. Yep, endless inventory. Endless inventory. Ah, sorry, I was wondering what those were. You were wondering what those were. It's probably an autocorrector. Yeah. They are kind of like, you can remotely loot. You mean the stuff or the skeletons? The skeletons are kind of like shiny ones, and this one, and other ones that are not shiny. There was a unit in the previous stream that was almost unkillable. Alright, we arrived. Ah, another dwarf monument. Alright, but I need the build plans. Did I miss some? I must have missed them. No. And yeah, they are. It's loot. It's endless loot. Ah, you mean probably the things shining on the ground? You can loot them. It's the only thing that I didn't explain. You can loot them like this. It's like an RPG. You can even do this with WASD. RPG mode. RPG mode. I reviewed another game that did this, but it was terrible. I couldn't even finish. Look at that. It will have those artifacts in the background because of the resolution mod. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. But it's very, very good. Yeah, very, very good. That's because of the resolution mod. If you don't apply the resolution mod, no problem. But you won't be able to. You won't be able to have to play it at 1080p. Right now it's 1080p, upscaled to 1440p, which is my monitor for you. Well, not because you're watching the stream at 1080p, but still, it still does some up. The internal resolution does upscale, not the external one, the one that you see, but the internal one does. I believe. So we finally arrived. Yeah. So when you see something, for example, like that on the ground, it's because you can loot it. You can loot all of that. There are also chests. Morgue. This one is a boss, and I loot everything except for the boss. Iron. Give me iron. Why aren't you gathering iron? Well, now that I got a foothold. So they are not coming from here. Where are they coming from? Is the question. Your quest book has been updated. So, get inside of the city? No, because for that I need the hero unit. So, I don't think this is enough to stop them. Both monuments seems like there was one from both sides. Yes. Yeah, these two, the ones that you just saw. Yeah, they are monuments to expand over here. The elf monument and the dwarf monument. I can expand to those. The elf one, precisely, is the one that I care about, but I need my hero unit there, and I was looting. Let me loot. Quickly. Should have done all of this previously, but well, I wanted to avoid getting killed. Yeah, for both of them. Yeah. Green jewel, what's that? Well, whatever. Get over there before they spawn even more. Yeah, there they are. Especially this one, the elf monument. I need to secure that one. I'll be able to spawn units from there now. It's a very weird way. Mobs were coming from both sides, which is what I was trying to... sorry. The mobs were coming from both sides. Yes, indeed. I had a whole base here, and if you mean the skeletons, they were coming from here, which is probably even more. Let me use some last units and send them over here. Yeah, they probably have several bases surrounding the place. They probably have several bases. They were There's probably many more than what I originally thought, but well, I first had to deal with those rock throwers were very tough because they dealt area of effect damage. Let me bring the builders with me. One thing's for sure, it's very, very original. They are very, very original. A lot of the mechanics in the game. So I need to keep that elf monument ready. Yeah. The skeletons, they probably have several bases. Oh, you don't say. A man is approaching from the gate. From the west, open the gate. You don't say. A man is approaching. No. What are you doing? No. Kill those. No. Kill those. I'm kind of like a tank necromancer. I almost forgot to say it. I'm kind of like a tank necromancer. And I need to expand the skill tree as well. So, we have two of them there. Establish protect that thing there. See, for example, here, I only need the monument. Capture it. And I'll be able to spawn troops here. Yeah, I was so used to produce units at barracks that generally we're all used because it's a normal thing that you do in RTS games. That producing them like this feels weird. I won't say that it's not original. It's very very good. It works for the game. It's just that it makes mobility an issue. Because to establish a forward base of operations, you actually have to capture it, like in Dawn of War. But in Dawn of War, the spawn density is much lower. It's completely different. Except for the final level of Dawn of War, that one is very, very. It's not incredibly difficult. All right, let me activate the monument. I hope it doesn't recall my previous one. When you leave the level, all of the buildings are recalled. They disappeared. They disappear. So let me capture the other one. Can I produce the dwarf units once and for all? Do I have the iron that I require? I want to. I should be able to, right? Dwarf quarry, mine, perfect. Let me capture the other. Ah, yeah, now I see what you were saying. Now I feel like an imbecile. Ah, they were coming from this side as well. You saw them on the map. Yeah, 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 yeah. The problem I killed both of them at the same. Ah, you meant this side. Okay. Yeah. What? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. They are coming from both sides. Both sides of the. Where are those things coming from here? All right. Okay, 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 okay. You were right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Both sides of the new base. Yeah, 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 yes, indeed. I need some workers there immediately. See if we can start producing dwarf units once and for all. Here, I should be ready to go here. Okay, 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 okay. All of you, stay right there. They're coming from both sides. Quickly, quickly. We need some defenses. I cannot leave this base undefended. It will produce. Well, it will produce units. Where are those coming from? The ones from the south here, from the south and the north. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, 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 you were right. No, I didn't even see it. I didn't even see them. I need to pay more attention to the map, to the minimap. Yeah, it's just that when you are fighting them, you need to remember to focus on the minimap. Yeah, 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 yeah. And they are going to probably attack the. Leave that. I'll leave those over here. We'll split the groups. When you split the groups is when you get killed. I hope not. It should be a fast incursion, this one. But yeah, except for the objective variety, the game is very good. The other one I was mentioning that I reviewed that I have been reviewing, that is the one that I've been playing on Tuesdays, but I want to finish this one once and for all. There it is. There's the spawn point. See? There's not even a single building. It's not even a civilization. See? See? That's how baby skeletons are born, people. That's how baby skeletons are born. Out of nowhere. Indeed, the what's the other one? Mine, Forge. There we go, Forge. Go ahead. I don't think they can beat them there. Warders, come on. Perhaps a different setup, because these ones will be protecting now that I destroy the other one. Well, whatever. Anyways, I need some protection. Let's supply some other protection there, more or less. I don't have the defensive structure for the dwarf civilization yet. I need to loot the build plan. What about here? Ah, they do have some buildings, some tombs. Alright, we need to destroy those buildings. I think this is enough. The Elf Titan should deal with them. See, they appear out of nowhere. Hero units? Over there, just in case. I think it's more than enough. Look at that, we unlocked another rune slot. We can summon another hero unit. There we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah, they had two bases. They had two bases. Go ahead. But they are not tied to the economic system of the game. That's the thing. They appear kind of like every every set amount of seconds. So yeah, I think this is very well protected by now. We lost some troops, but we have the upper hand now. We turned it around. All right, finally the dwarf units. Let's see what we have. We have the militia, hand-to-hand fighter with light iron armor and a one-handed axe. Good, cool. And hand-to-hand fighter with iron armor, an iron mace, and a shield. It's more expensive, so it doesn't have ranged units. They must be they must be very sturdy, yeah. The dwarf units, because it doesn't have a ranged. Yeah, the worst. I would say the worst portion was the beginning. Here, when I so I actually got attacked by 3 bases. This one, the one from the rock throwers, this one here, and the last one to the north. Okay, I think this is pretty much game. I think I won by now. So I was mentioning, it's a pity. It's a pity because the rest of the elements, the integration of the RPG mechanics in this game, it has a higher degree of complexity than Warcraft 3, if you think about it. It's pretty well done. If you think about it, let's get to the skill tree, people, that I needed to distribute the points. So the ability that I wanted to get, precisely as I build up the rest of the army, is this one. So I want to go for Aura of Inflexibility level 3. Level 3, it was this one. Patronize. For a short time, the caster and up to 10 allied units receive high resistance to any type of magic. This will give me a protection against magic attacks. But for this, I required... No, this one I didn't require, it was another one. It was this one, Aura of Weakness. I'll combine Aura of Inflexibility, that makes enemies easier to hit. It increases the hit chance, the accuracy chance. And this one is the one, Aura of Weakness. It's Black Magic, Death, 5. Well, first 3, then 5. So for this I require a level of Death 3. So let me see. I'll show you how it works. Black Magic is level 4, and I require new ability. Black Magic, Death. Here I have to train the ability. And it will be added to the Black Magic here. And the cap is actually 4 for now. So I go to level 5 shields. Wait, because I remember that there was a shield that I wanted to get. So you produce more. What? I don't have iron. Aren't I gathering iron? Ah, because there's no mine. What? Damn it. My bad. I should have built all of this longer ago. Damn it. Well, I wanted to. I should have expanded more rapidly. Sorry, people. It's rusty. I was rusty. It's been a month. Besides, it was a new civilization. But well, anyways. What do we have here? You have you generally get some good loot in these far corners. The hero units. So let me get to the skill tree. And as I was mentioning, Drakensang, it's another great game it's the other one that I've been analyzing. It's like Dragon Age Origins. Classic RPG game, like in the same vein as Baldur's Gate, but it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. The Drakensang. I need to upload the gameplay. That's for sure. But precisely, Scarlet Dragoon, the one that I was mentioning last year, that it was very similar to Sacred 2. It's not like it's not an isometric action RPG. It's a classic RPG like Baldur's Gate or Dungeon Siege. But I highly recommend it. It's the other one that I have to finish. And hey, we have an upgrade. Iron and Moon Silver. Are we gathering the iron? Yeah, that's another thing. In this game you assign them, but they don't start gathering automatically. Something like that. See, for example, they're going over there. You have to assign them like this to the building. And that Moon Silver, you 3 gather the Moon Silver. Do I have a drop a military a resource drop point for the Moon Silver? No, not yet. Have to unlock that. Well, Drakensang is amazing. It's also made by German developers in the same period of time as Sacred 2. So Drakensang, the other one that I'm analyzing, turned out to be very, very good. It feels like a BioWare game. It feels like a BioWare game, 100%. It feels like Dragon Age Origins. It feels like Dragon Age Origins. And the classic RPG mechanics are very, very well implemented. It's easier than Baldur's Gate, so it's also a great entry point. I've been mentioning it. It's an amazing entry point for newcomers to the classic RPG genre. Yes, much more than Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. There's a building, there's a spawn point. They have only one, right? Only one spawn point. We can swarm them, I bet. We have the auras up, right? Yeah, we have the auras up. Let's see if we can beat them. See, they appear out of nowhere. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'll summon my skeletons for this. And go for Warcry, we'll go all out. True Shot. Let me trigger these are abilities that I trigger. Let me summon my skeletons, I forgot that I'm a necromancer. Pretty much. I can hold up to 3, I believe. Oh well, now go ahead. Also, they could have added some soundtrack variety, huh? Because it's always the same. The fighting music. That's one thing. So I actually did a 1v3. Nice. There we go. Yeah, I think we achieved combat superiority long ago, in the sense that we had most of the units on the field compared to the other 3 bases. Yeah, by the time I got to 60, 70, I think it was enough. Certainly not at the beginning. I was being destroyed with those 40 units. Alright, so there's see, they keep spawning until you destroy the buildings. Very interesting design choice, because, as I said, it's an asymmetrical economic relationship. They will just keep spawning and spawning and spawning. There are some bosses. It also has some bosses, this game, as a positive trait. And there we go, now it explodes. After that last skeleton, I guess. And there we go. That's it, now we're... Huh? I see more red. What on earth? Alright. Looks like the rest of the map... There we go, that's the exit. We'll have to get through that, I bet. I bet we'll have to get through that. Okay. Or not. Remember, in terms of the storyline, we are looking for the crazy sorcerer that killed the main magician of the Order of Dawn. We need to find the secret that brings the power to stop the forces of evil. Pretty standard. There's standard fanfare. There. Why are they not gathering iron? See, this is my problem. See? They don't gather the iron. You have to babysit a lot of the units. That's a negative. Sometimes you have to send them individually. Like these ones assigned here, they are workers. Workers kind of like specialize. See, for example, this is a worker. A worker has no profession in this game. When you assign it to a different building, they turn into artisans or whatever. But you need the building plan, in that sense. And you get it by looting. So it's important to loot. Always remember to loot, like we do in an RPG. Especially those boss monsters. Max per node or that building. Max per building. Per building, not the overall maximum of... What was it here? 20. 20 is the worker cap. 80 is the military cap. You expand them. Why the other isn't doing anything? What do you mean, the other dwarf? These ones? because you need the building plan. Because you have to assign them here. It only takes 4, 5, and there's one that got away. Could be. That one is the one that you say? This one? Because it gets kind of like... See? For example, they stop like that. I've been criticizing that. When the resources get depleted, it's understandable, but here you have to assign them one by one, and I think it gets unlocked. See, this one. This is a pathfinding issue. See, I assign it, and sometimes I don't do it. Or it's just that there's not enough iron. Is this iron? Could it be? It could be that there's not enough. See, for example, only 3 are working. I think I had another one. We can test that theory. But sometimes they do get a stack, kind of like not gathering, for example. And in other cases, you don't have the resources. For example, you need a building. You need a building. And the only buildings I have are kind of like, for now, for this race, is quarry for the stone. In the stone, they must... See, for example, here, this one's stopped as well. See? This is what happens. You have to babysit them. Old school style. It happened in a lot of RTS from the early 2000s. See?
Construction has been completed.
It turns into an artisan, but they don't gather. It's like that. Sometimes it happens. Yeah, that part I feel is bad design. Indeed, I bashed the game a lot because of that. Because here they have the... No, this one is depleted. This one is depleted. This stone, they stopped because it's depleted. It auto-regenerates. No, this one is depleted. This one isn't. Maybe there's just 2 resource points. But yeah, there's no point in doing that. I think it's because it has only 2 resource points. They auto-regenerate, huh? That's why I like the elf race. I think it's a bit OP because they can plant their own trees, and only with wood you can pretty much create an army. Alright, let's get into the story. Let's get into the story, people. Well, we arrived.
Welcome to the fortress of the damned.
But you didn't expect this one. It's like an RPG. Well, if you've been watching the series, yes.
I am John. They call me a pathfinder.
The voice acting, people have said on Steam and Metacritic that is the worst. And I agree with them. Because they forgot to add filters to the microphones or whatever. But they don't feel like in a medieval setting. They feel like very clean and normal and uninspired. Here, listen to them. So, it's fully voice acted. That's good. Even if it's bad, bad voice acting is better than no voice acting at all.
What brings you here?
Tana and I were on our way to the Darklands on business of our own. We had just restocked our supplies when the attack began.
Just what exactly happened?
It was a gigantic stroke. Like a gray wave, they came pouring over the land from the east and slammed up against the walls. The outer ring and the northern fortress were destroyed in the first attack. Since then, we have been holding out in here.
Why didn't anybody try to penetrate to the east?
We only know that the way through the Snake Pass is a death trap. Urias kept speaking of reinforcement from the Order, but nobody came.
Reinforcements in plural. It also has some mistakes. Ah, by the way, last year I made a mistake. Precisely in the stream about the US elections, Carol Regan, you must remember. I said observant instead of observer. I cannot allow those mistakes. No. In 3 years of talking, I bet, without a script, I bet even most native speakers of all languages can make at least one mistake. In 3-4 years of continually speaking without a script. But yeah, I hate it when I make those. I said observant, I believe, instead of observer. And thanks that, for example, you didn't correct me. That says that you didn't correct me back then. You know that when I make those mistakes. Do you know the way around these lands?
Do you know your way around these lands?
Let's see.
A little. These regions border on the northern and southern Windwall Mountains and the Howling Mounds.
So, let's see what we have. The Northern Windwalls.
Windwall Mountains.
The House of Hallett has its seat there in Stonewell Castle. They are allied with the dwarves from Windholm in the southern Windwall Mountains. The eldest sons of the rulers renew the pledge every generation. Since then they have been fighting side by side. The Hallets are a simple folk and straightforward, not as hard-bitten as Utranians or as dark as the Greys of Wolfgar.
The Grace of Wolfgar. Uh,
Do you know your way
let's see how
around
we
these
can access the
lands?
east. Generally, you unlock this and
These
you go to
regions
the
border
east.
on the northern and southern Windwall Mountains and the Howling Mounds. What land should I tell you about?
The Howling Mounds.
Once the mighty fortress of the Brazen Falcons.
Yeah, I agree that that is terrible. Well, I agree. It feels uninspired. That it feels uninspired. The voice acting. It feels, you know what? Like they are, they are like just saying it without any kind of emotion at all. Let me check. What's this? Disconnection issue. I don't see any disconnection at all. What does it say? Disconnection issue. There's nothing disconnected here. Yeah, sometimes Streamlabs does that. You've disconnected. No, it's not disconnected. It's not disconnected. Don't worry, it takes a while to reappear. There we go. Disconnection issues. What? It says your stream disconnected. No, it didn't disconnect. I have the connection there. It can't disconnect with 8,000 kilobytes of bit rate. There we go. Sometimes, but it sometimes says disconnected, disconnected. Your stream is, and it's not. And it's not. It's working smoothly. 60 FPS. There we go. We activate the Vine Stone, and you can see here, people, what I mentioned previously. Here you can travel all our. This is something that they got very, very good. All of the levels of the game that you previously completed, they are interconnected. You can go back and do all of the side quests that you skipped or missed or whatever. And the main quest was pretty much, it has to be in here. So we'll do this. Rest of the army, stay there. We'll produce any more troops, some more troops here. I can double produce. And let me just get to like this. Ah, look at that, this one's very interesting camera. So you can do it just like an RPG and talk to the order. There we go, Urias, this guy. We were meant to finally be the reinforcements and
How, by all the gorges of Bragagor, did you
finally
get here?
reach the
I advanced
city.
here from the west.
Yes,
The Order sent me.
indeed.
The Rune is fighting for the Order? Well then, I welcome you. I am Urias, commander of this fortress.
I fear you won't be able to hold your fortress much longer, Commander.
I know.
You don't
They
say.
keep streaming in. Every time we slay one of them, 3 new ones appear. It's like an endless gray ocean slamming against our walls. The men are weak. It's just a matter of time. But I beg you, don't tell my men anything about the hopelessness of our situation.
I'm looking for Hokan Ashir. Is the guy that has the. We're looking for a book that unlocks the power of the Order of Dawn to fight against darkness and the skeletons. That it was the last message relayed to us by the Grand Master of the Order before getting killed by the main antagonist of the story. More or less. I don't want to do either spoilers or to. More or less, that's the story. Very, very similar in fashion to Warcraft 3, with less epicness, I guess. Well, no, the story is very well
I'm
laid
looking
out.
for Hokan Ashir.
May the flames
It has
of
3
Bragagor
campaigns. We're not
consume
doing
him.
them. We're not doing them.
Those are his horns,
It
the
has 3
overwhelming
campaigns. We're not doing a
The
100%
Marshal said he was
completion.
dead.
Aye, that he is.
We're
His
not.
own magic did him in.
Because of the
The
level design.
mightiest necromancer of this age doesn't just die.
Oh,
His spirit remains forever among us. Even from beyond death, he commands his creatures. He's looking for something. Something that was stolen from his palace, and which is of incalculable value for him. The Mask of Belial. It is the key to his power and his protection against the vengeance of the souls he's been afflicting. To find this object, he sent out Korsha, the Bone Crusher. one of his most powerful servants. He commands the hosts on the other side of these walls.
See, it's kind of
That
like
is why the undead are attacking. They're looking for the mask.
Yes, the mask is the cause of this carnage.
see that when they talk, the voice acting it's kind of like monotonous, constant in that sense,
I will negotiate with Hokan.
Are
like
you out
that.
of your mind?
Hokan is the only one who can help us. Another, even greater threat is
And the
moving
sound
along
is
the
way too
horizon
clear.
away us. I must speak with Hokan.
Well, to do that,
They
you
probably
must
used
advance farther to the east, to Whisper, the city of the undead. Though even if you succeed, Hokan will never negotiate with you. He was a circle mage. All that you will yield is scorn and a horrible death. Unless
Unless what?
unless you bring him the mask of Belial.
there's one
He would
detail.
give away any secret for that.
Alright, quest book has been updated. It's like in World of Warcraft, people. You have a quest book. Yeah, but the problem is that this game was released in 2001, before World of Warcraft. But we had, I bet, we had Lineage 2. We had Lineage 2, right? By 2001, we had Lineage 2. There were MMORPGs. The other day I was playing an amazing. I don't know how they fucking did it. I was playing a game on the Game Boy on my 3DS that has the Game Boy module in it. It has the official Nintendo emulator that is, I think, is partially emulated. They say that it isn't, but I believe it's partially emulated because of how perfect it is. Sort of Hope 2, brutal, incredible, incredible. I don't know how they fit that massive game in the Game Boy, but well, they fit Pokemon, so Sort of Hope. It's like a dungeon crawler in first person. A delicacy. A delicacy. Incredible. Um, incredible way to. It was a great game that I played during the summer. Remember that we are inverted here. Down here it's the summer. Um, down here it's the summer, as I always mention, people. And well, I think we got our quest there. Let me grab some. Let's grab some quests just in case we
How were the
pass
did the
by them. I want to do the.
We buried the passageway and
do you
I want to do them
if
fast,
I come upon
people.
any
Any clues, I'll let you know. They are quests that you can grab. In case they are in front of me, I complete them. Otherwise, I don't. We're not doing a 100% completion of this because of the flawed level design precisely. As I said, going back to the initial part of the analysis that I have been mentioning.
Have you come to die with us?
No, I am here to fight with you, friend, and win.
Then you're even more foolish than you look. Beat the undead in one battle and they just return 100-fold stronger. They bring death. And
Yeah,
There is
we know.
always hope.
I am Thurgon, blacksmith.
Where's the discourage?
Why are you
Because we are waiting here like lambs for the slaughter.
Yeah,
We've had
because you
enough
are
of this
trapped.
senseless game. But Aureus holds us. You, on the other hand, look like somebody who can hardly wait to spill his blood. Do you need a bit of advice how you...
Let me
let
hear
me
your
hear
advice.
your advice?
If you fight against them, then look for their masters. Find the ones who lead them.
Ah,
Each group, every army has a captain. As long as that one continues to fight, it will
interesting.
never end. New creatures will keep on joining their armies. They are remorseless.
Yeah, but it's pretty
You
much.
don't seem stupid. Perhaps you may rarely survive this carnage. Bring this letter to Tanara, the Weaver
There
Woman,
we go.
but don't open it. It is not intended for your...
Good.
No,
Alright,
hurry.
see, for example, this one, deliver letter. You get extra experience without
Now,
any problem. We must be in the last 30% of the game, huh? We must be in the last 30% portion of the game. In the last, yeah, yeah, because we've already explored human, human civ, elven civilization, and now dwarves. And it's the last civilization of the good side of the story. The other game that I was playing is Dragon's amazing, highly recommended, people. That's why I've been showcasing it as well. Here you can sell your stuff and etc. But nothing with crazy.
the rules
Um, can I buy something here? Ah, you can buy spells. Fire shield? No, I have the ones that I require. I'm going more for a necromancer build. So let's go on. They open the gate, right? They open the gate. I bet they did. We have to go to the east. What's the logbook now? Come on, logbook. Up here. Let's get to the we have to clear the west. May I go to the fortress of the order, talk to Urias in Grey Dusk Vale about the mask. Urias, the guy that we just talked to, Urias knows the realms of the undead and their secrets. Assumingly, he also has information about the mask of Belial, the unusual artifact that Hokan is looking for, the one that we were sent to look for.
I am ready.
But I
Follow
cannot
me.
proceed. What on earth? I probably have to go back, huh? We have to go back.
Greetings, friend.
Then it's over for this zone.
How can I get a hold of the mask of Belial?
You're trying to
Belial.
fool me.
No,
Even
Elliot.
Hokan's undead hosts have so far failed in that mission. How do you ever expect to bring it off?
If you open the gate,
Intelligence, skill, and your help, Urias.
I like you, warrior. Well
Come
then,
on.
listen closely. When the mask was removed from Hokan's grave, it broke into two sections.
right?
The undead suspect that one of the two halves is in our fortress.
Okay.
They are looking for a necromancer by the name of Malikor,
Alright, I need to
And
remember
where
that
will I
NPC
find
name,
this
Malachor.
somewhere in the Darklands. He left the
Darklands.
fortress before the attacks began and never returned. Nobody knows exactly where he is.
Open the
But even if you
gate.
should find Malikor's half, you still have to confront Korshar himself. He
Uh-huh.
has the second half. It's already in his possession.
Perfect. How do I get
to
there?
Whisper?
The city is far to the east, beyond the Howling Mounds.
I need you to
And
open
in
the
between
gates.
is Korshar's army, a regiment of undead. Not even the gods have ever seen that many before.
Alright. Will you open the gates? There we go. Sorry for the
There's a
artificial. It's
bloodbath
needed.
awaiting you. I can promise you that.
A
Just to break
bloodbath?
out of this fortress, you will need powerful fighting forces.
Don't worry, I have 80 people. Well, now I see that they drop a massive
And
army.
to conquer the army of the undead, you must slay Zihar, their leader,
Alright, Sihar.
here in Grey Dusk Vale.
Who's the leader?
The undead use the old cave system underneath the Snake Pass, the
Hmm.
only way to the east.
Alright.
So if you want to break through, you must first secure and hold the four entrances to the cave system.
Hang on. There's some.
Otherwise, you will run across so many undead along your way that even all the armies of the realms combined will not be able to conquer them. Occupy the cave entrances. That is the key to victory.
Alright, I get it. Looks like we're not done.
And don't
There's even
try to
more
destroy
bases.
their camp.
Hmm.
That would be senseless. The magic of these old ruins is so strong that it keeps bringing forth new undead. Only when their commander Zihar has been put out of the way will the terror be over.
Interesting.
When you are ready for that kind of campaign, let me know. I will keep the gates open for you.
Alright, it gives you time to prepare, but I feel we are very good. Very good prepared. Very well prepared. So, if you open the gates, all hell will break loose. Nice. This is like the nanite invasion of Generator Rex. Amazing series, amazing cartoon from the late 2000s. Alright. He has warned us a lot, I guess. But there's no other way to go. I want to finish this game, so we should be pretty close, and we have pretty good stats. Let me just distribute my skill points and let's go. Anyways, I will save. I guess it can't be that bad. I mean, it can't be that bad. I got the idea that they will endlessly spawn, but if I'm careful, let's see. I needed for the shield. I had a very powerful shield that I need to equip. I remember back in December. This one. Why is it that I cannot equip it? I think it was a level, pretty much. Heavy combat arts, shields 7. Indeed. And the other aura, I needed the black. I needed death inside of black magic death 2. Heavy combat arts, it's capped at 5 because I require 40 stamina, and stamina was a useless stat. Yeah, maximum health points. Well, not useless, but it's not the one that I'm looking for. The stat system of the game is very well designed in that sense. Strength increases the damage, as you can see, stamina your health, but dexterity improves your probability of striking an enemy. It's like raid accuracy. The naming convention is a bit different, but it's accuracy. Then agility decreases the probability of being hit by an enemy. This is evasion chance. So as you can see, these two are much more important than your overall health. And then we have agility and intelligence, which is needed for my regeneration and wisdom for the overall amount. The core ones for me are, well, you need to deal some damage, some strength is always needed, but evading, the evasion chance and the accuracy chance are the most important ones for me, but they are tied, the stat points are tied to the skill tree, so the skill tree shapes the stat system of this game. There's an intrinsic correlation because the stats determine not your level necessarily. The level does determine the gear you can equip, but the stat system determines, is influenced. It determines the stat system determines the skill tree of the game because these are the abilities. So there's a direct correlation, and the ability system is influenced by it. So that shield that I want to equip so much, because it has an armor class of 50, it will increase my dexterity, besides it will allow me to evade a lot of attacks. It needs shields 7. But, but, in order to increase shields 7, I will need 4 points to increase level 6, and 7 to heavy combat arts, and then shields. The other one that I want is that ability that, as I've said, it's an aura. But I think this one will be faster to get for now, because my black magic level is already 4, and I have a level 3 spell. So if I, just so you see how the, but I haven't, I didn't get the sub branch of the skill tree. So if I train ability death, it's at 1. So I'll do 2, and next time I level up, I will be able to equip that aura, and it will be highly effective in combat. It's a passive, right? It's a passive. Wait, it's a passive, right? This one. With Aura of Inflexibility and Aura of Weakness as passives, plus an army of skeletons, I'll be able to tank and soak the damage that they will deal to my troops, to my more fragile troops. So this one, Aura weakens enemies, reducing their inflicted damage. Perfect. It's perfect for a tank. So I left everything ready. Let me leave them here, separated, so I see. This one, patronize. No, this one. Get this one over here, and this one here. I'll leave all of them. I have a Necromancer level 2, level 1, level 2. Good. Life tap is useless. I don't care about that thing. I'll just leave the ones that I actually care about. Patronage will leave them there just as a last resource against magic damage. Alright, we'll leave them like that. Well, stats won't make a lot of difference. So, I don't know how terrible your army of undead may be, but here we go. Ready or not, here we go. Open those gates. Open those gates. Have the gate open.
The gate open, Durias.
Let's
want
go.
to move on to the east.
I hope you've thought this over carefully. That army out there serves only one purpose, to destroy the world of the living.
Take the
You really want
caves.
to go out there?
Yes, open the gate. Why is it warning me so many
Right then.
times?
Men, let the rune warrior pass. The path is clear. Good luck.
Finally. Let's go. Come on. I don't think they can beat
Let's go.
an army of 80 of my best upgraded units. I'm at the pop cap, right? Yeah, I'm at the pop cap. Just in case, I will establish another rally point here. Let me rotate that. Well, people, if you were waiting for a huge battle, looks like we'll have it.
Follow me.
Let's see.
Quickly now.
Ah, I don't have all of my troops. Everyone there? I think
Follow me.
I have an elf titan, I have everything. I don't think they can... We'll leave it like this.
Quickly
I
now.
don't think they can beat this army, it's massive.
At your service.
I think it's for players that didn't maximize the army before getting there. Uh-huh. Have I selected everyone? Yeah, pretty much. Everyone's here, all of the gangs here. I even have an elf titan, I don't think they can beat this, huh? 82 units. It's... I don't think they can beat that, no matter how big that army might be. Did I skip anyone? I want to have the whole army there. No. Alright. We're ready to go. Let's go, people. I love how... Hey, what's that? Crypt Terror. Level 8. Look at that face. Look at that face, people. They made the... Another thing that I complained about the user interface is that why they made the health bars so thin and without exact numbers and percentages. Those were always useful in Warcraft 3. And the fact that you cannot assign hotkeys to your buildings is terrible. You have to manually do this. Don't think that I'm doing this out of spite, people. I'm doing it because the game doesn't feature command assigning groups like in RTS games where you press 1 and you select the whole game. You can select these groups of units but not buildings. And like that, you have to manually set the camera here to have control of your production. Now, he mentioned to take the caves. I don't think they can beat this army. Crypt, Lurker, Slurper. What? I'd have to find those caves. Where's the and kill the all-powerful necromancer? Otherwise they'll keep coming. There, cave. Cave, take cave. Don't destroy buildings. Destroy the necromancer and the cave. The cave. Necromancer and cave. Need to look for the caves first and then the necromancer. Careful because skeletons are the toughest units I've seen in this game. Oh, well, let's see. Let's see if they are as endless as this guy has been telling us. Everyone, focus damage. We don't want to lose. We already lost some units. Time to replenish those. Let me guess, you are not gathering iron. Well, it's depleted. Another source of iron? I don't think so. Take the cave, as he mentioned to us. Let me see if there's an underground system. I don't think so. In Dungeons and Dragons Shard and Armies of Exigo, this is another feature of Armies of Exigo. That was... How do I take them? Take them? This doesn't seem something you can interact with. Did he mention not to take this path or what? Now I don't remember. I think I have enough units to beat them. Now I see that. Now I see that. That there's a massive army waiting for us here. Let's see. No, here no. No. Here. Tightly together. I skipped the chest there. No problem. Once we cleanse the zone, we can go back to that. No worries. So no more iron. Ah, yeah, here. Ah, here it is. There we go. The mine. Let's go for a mine. Also, when you double click units, you don't select all of the same type. That's weird. Like that has been included in all RTS games since the dawn of existence, since the dawn of time. Let's see. I'll be damned if they can beat this massive army. I don't think they can. 72. Let's see, let's see. Well, I am taking the caves, as he mentioned. I am following the instructions of the manual. Uh-huh. Move over there. Join the front. Come on, come on, come on. Keep pushing, keep pushing. We need to get to the necromancer responsible for all of this. Kill it. I bet that the guy is going to be surrounded by skeletons. Drakensang, as I was mentioning, amazing, amazing. Very similar to Sacred 2, but with classic RPG combat mechanics like Baldur's Gate. It's a great entry point, as I mentioned, in terms of if you haven't played any classic RPG ever for newcomers to the genre. It's great because it doesn't use negative values for the armor rating like in Baldur's Gate. In Baldur's Gate, the negative armor rating, I remember that as when I played it for the first time long ago, the negative armor rating, the to hit armor class 0, the Thackle, was very weird to understand. Kind of like in Baldur's Gate, if you have -4 armor, you are very difficult to hit, for example. It's the opposite. And in Drakensang, it uses a positive system for the armor rating. See, that's the magic that I wanted to shield against, but I depleted my mana, damn it. I hope this is the correct way. Yeah, he mentioned to take the caves. They're very powerful, huh? They're dealing some heavy damage there. 54. Damn it. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep pushing. Keep pushing. It's beginning to get densely populated. Why is it that I cannot? Forge not in use. What? Ah, I have to assign one to the forge. Damn it, shit, my bad. Give me one of them. Sorry, my bad. Again, the elven, the military doesn't need to assign one to the unit production building there. Come on, attack, attack, attack. We can make it. Damn it, they are dealing some heavy damage. And with those auras, you see that I have those 2 auras active. They are taking some penalties there. Could it be that they are more powerful during the night? I forgot to bring some healers with me. Let's fix that. I think they are more powerful during the night, huh? I think they are more powerful. Healer, 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 healer. Let's go for 3 healers. And let's, now that we have iron, look at that we have access to the more powerful elven units. Good. This, there we go. We're bolstering our ranks. That should... Alright. Taken. 3 taken. It wasn't that difficult, see? Well, wasn't that difficult. They did take 30 out of my 80 warriors. Let's bring some healers so we can sustain the forces.
Follow me, for our near.
Like that. They're still coming. There they are. Ashborn warrior. Stay here. Wait for the healers to come. Wait for the healers to come. And we'll reassign the hero monument here. None of them got killed yet, but good. They killed my skeletons though. We'll go for Patronize next time, because this will block the magic damage that they deal to us. So as you can see, it's a full-fledged RPG. The RPG portion of it is perfectly executed. It has hit chance and evasion chance, just like in classic RPGs like Baldur's Gate. Remember that in old school classic RPG games. The warrior receives a special blow that damages all enemies around it. We need that. Where's my... Gather the Moon Silver. This is a desperate move, but... How do we gather the Moon Silver? Maybe it's for the elves. Hang on. I remember there was some mention to it. Hang on a second. Moon Silver, Moon Silver. There was a very, very advanced building that gathered that resource. Wait. Not wood, not Elantery, no. No. Lenia gathering, no. Large headquarter. No, how do you gather that resource? We need the... I still don't have the building. It must be for the dwarves. Forge, mine is iron. What's the building that gathers that as the forces regroup? Anyways, I cannot do that with... I cannot storm the Inquisitors. The Necromancer stronghold. Hang on a second. Moon Silver... Hang on, I saw that resource. I remember seeing it. Or not. Sawmill is for wood. Food store, medium headquarters, no. Elantry, units. Lenya, no. Lenya is the plants. I already have a lot of that. Moon silver. No, but anyways, the elven race doesn't use that resource to produce units. I can already produce a lot of units. Or there was one. Wait, no, there's one. Wood and iron. Iron. No. It has to be a Lenya. Winter mage. No, it has to be a resource. There they are. It has to be a resource for the dwarves, huh? For the dwarves, and I still don't have the build plan for that. I looted the whole place. No. It has to be for the next level. Was right. Keep going. Where are you, people? You're coming. You're coming over here. Ah, there you are. There we go. Healers, do your thing. I think we're mostly ready. Let me regroup. 51. No, 73. Let's go. There we go. Alright, yeah, it must be for a dwarf, dwarven unit. Let me loot that. Good. Go. Keep going. Keep pushing. We need to be ready. And as I was mentioning, the Drakensan was perfect. It was perfect. So far, it has been perfect. That one. We will complete it more thoroughly, not at 100%, but still almost. And as I've said, it's a great entry point for those of you who like the classic RPG genre in general. Classic RPG, when I say that, I mean Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale and the rest of the games that do belong to that genre. For example, Knights of the Republic is classic RPG technically. Real time with post, the Infinity Engine games, and move it, don't be stupid, don't kill the hero unit, get out of there. We have a long way ahead of us, please, get out of there. Yeah, you have to babysit them a lot. I remember that one game that I complained a lot about babysitting the units was, in terms of the real-time strategy genre, it was Battle Realms Winter of the Wolf. That is a cult classic, people love it. I analyzed it, it's the first game that Liquid Entertainment developed, precisely always thanks to the main level, the main developer of the team over at Liquid Entertainment that he visited me. Precisely, the first game, Battle Realms, it used an unorthodox style in which you couldn't directly attack units. It was very unorthodox, and I complained about it because it makes you reliant. You have to rely on a proper detection range, pathfinding, and proper, perfectly executed gameplay mechanics for it to work like that. Like, you cannot directly attack units. Then they transition to something more direct with Dungeons and Dragons Dragon Shard and the Lord of the Rings War of the Ring. That one is, I think, is the first game I analyzed. But I lost the recording, but it's because I didn't know how to. We need to do a remake by playing War of the Ring. Alright, here's the Necromancer. I made a good job keeping up the army like that, keeping up the numbers. We'll go for the Wanderer. That one is it's an upgraded version of the melee unit. What, did they attack from behind? Ah, they are coming out of the... Ah, it was true. Do I have healers here? Yeah, well, I still have 4 healers. We have 5 wood. We are lacking melee damage, huh? We're lacking a bit of melee damage. I need to be careful with that. This is not the optimal composition, huh? We need more melee damage. Let's see if we can go for the final push. This one will compensate the Wanderer. I know, but it's another archer. Protector, hand-to-hand fighter, distant fighter with the longbow. Shit. Yeah, they are improved versions of the damage. That army is not very well compensated. Well, see, this is the terrible mistake. As I was mentioning, as we were exploring, the monuments. If you don't have a monument close to this location, for example, how do I put it? It forces you to send the army all the way once again. And since maps are so big in this game, it can take a long time. They're coming from there. Alright, it's a spawn point. They have a spawn point there, so we'll... But the other ones don't work like that. They stopped spawning. Alright, then we'll remain here. I think I have enough troops to beat it, huh? Anyways, let's go for a push. Anyways, he mentioned that let's save just in case this is impossible. Just in case, and now I see that I face an endless amount of units that I wasn't meant to attack this way. To come this way and attack them from here. See, I have to babysit them to put them in range like this. They don't organize themselves. Have to babysit them. I think we are more than ready. There we go. Protector, we need this protector. We have some 7 dwarves though. Heal them fast, but this will prevent me from getting reinforcements, huh? If I'm not careful, because they will get stuck there. Go ahead, attack. I think we have most of our troops here. So, Sihar, there we go. What the? Necromancer? All on that guy. Let's go charge. Like, do you know that the actor of The Lord of the Rings, the King Theoden, he died. Sadly, he passed away. I knew it some months ago. They were here in charge. Let's save Gondor. This is like this. Everyone on that Necromancer. Everyone on the Necromancer. I don't care about any other targets. Everyone on the Necromancer. You can also do first-person camera like this. Hey, I can control it maybe if you would let me. Please, this way. What the? He's appeared. Is he taking damage? Is the only thing I care about. 1. I think I was meant to attack him. Hang on a second. Is he taking damage? Yeah, he's taking damage. He's just almost immortal. Everyone on that guy. Contain him as the arrows take care of him. Are you attacking that thing? Yeah, 5. Yeah, it's taking more damage. Yes. Kill him. Everyone on him. The mighty elf titan will do the heavy lifting. Let me see if I can get my hero unit through here. This is useful when you want to get your hero unit out of danger. Well, when you can move. No. Don't kill the hero unit. If he dies, it's going to, it's going to fast forward. And it's going to be a catastrophe. Come on, he's almost dead. Dead. Take that. Yes. Now disappear. The guy said that the nightmare would be over. If I kill that guy... Shit. This is gonna take a while, apparently. Bring some reinforcements. They are very obstinate. Keep going. More archers. More archers. Wood and Lenia. That's a resource that I can spend. Damn it. I killed the Omega Necromancer. It's over. I want to believe it's over. I ran out of iron or what? Yeah, I ran out of iron. You also consume this iron? They are working. Ah, no, because this one's... The protectors cost a lot of iron. Okay. Yeah. Time to fast forward. Well, anyways, doesn't matter. We kill the objective. I want to believe they won't respawn after this. We kill the target. What? You said that Nightmare would be over. Well, they did stop here. Huh? They did stop here. Where are they? Ah, they are coming back for us. See, this is the problem when you fast forward, you lose control. Out of there, we need to establish a perimeter. But I killed the almighty Necromancer. What's something didn't work? Maybe I completed the quest, huh? No, not this one. I'm beginning to mix up the units. The Wind Archer. There we go. Alright. I presume I completed the quest, actually. I actually completed the quest. Let's see. The quest book did update. Hang on. Find the 2 fragments of them. I have to beat the other ones. Could it be? Border Warfare. Defeat the undead fiend marshals through the portal of the Howling Mounts. Okay, yeah, we did it. I think I cleaned the zone, but they kept spawning. No, here they didn't. They stopped spawning. I presume it's the last batch. We just need to be ready to fend off one last wave, and we'll be good to go, I guess. Let me go for my protector, my elf titan. Should take a while. What, they are going to attack us here, or what? Yes, looks like they are going to attack the city. So this is the danger that the other guy mentioned. I need to wait. Wait. I should have an army up in no time.
Destiny awaits.
I should have an army up and running in no time. Besides, they no longer have their crazy necromancer.
I shall not follow me.
I just have to go through the portal. The other one would be to... Because the other objectives are in different maps. I mean, this place was massive, huh? I was kind of like a hamster in a... I was actually like a hamster in a very huge labyrinth. At the beginning I thought it was only this section, and it was much bigger.
The runes will be done.
On my command.
Drive them out. I have to go through that portal. Is there a portal, right? Malicor Serpentis. This guy. I need to take that zone. People. Damn it, the missions are incredibly long in this game. Incredibly long. In that sense. But well, we are close to the end. I'm not going to... If I stop it now, it would be a shame, because... Well, it would be a pity, because... We got up until the end. I mean... It has more campaigns, but we'll just do this one. Because of it's monotonous in its level design. The rest of the elements are amazing, but the level design is kind of like that. So let's see, what else? I need to kill the other one? The other skeleton? No. Let me loot the place. Can I start looting the place? Yeah, I think I can start looting the place. They depleted all of the iron. Typical. Let's go. I didn't upgrade them. I didn't have enough resources to do so very well. Fortunately, I see why I love the Elven race. Look at this. The wood and the leña kind of like are self-sufficient, and you can create an army of wind archers with that, and you can forget about the other resources. It's not optimal because you don't have the army quality that you would, but it's very cheap, and you can swarm them like that. It's like the only way I could proceed. Is my Titan ready? Yeah, my Titan is ready. Bring it over here. That one I cannot produce it. I cannot produce that special unit kind of like at the monument. So like that. I've watched some gameplays of SpellForce 3 and 2, and they did improve the formula, but I'm not sure about the objective variety. Yeah? I would need to play the second campaign. I would do it off stream because of how monotonous this one ended up being. But at least so far, maybe not. Can you imagine people that now the game in the last 30% of it, it surprises me with with can you imagine that it's all objective variety? Escort this, like a total plot twist of the level design, like absolutely the opposite. Can you imagine? Like, no, no, no. Now the player in the last 30% of the game um will have a lot of objective variety. We'll have to do scored missions, last man standing missions.
The rune codes.
Can you imagine that would be an interesting plot twist for a game. But no, generally back in the day they were like this in a lot of cases. That's why I always praise Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2 so much, because besides getting the proportion, yes, yes, Counter Dragon. Indeed, can you imagine? Can you imagine that by the end of the game they say, now he'll give you the best level design you ever experienced. It's the best level design you'll ever experience, bitch. Yeah, the best one. Like, can you imagine that now it's all last man standing, uh, all escort missions, etc. That would be a, a an incredible plot twist. As for the rest of the goodies that as I've said at the beginning, during the holidays that I got, I replaced the battery of my Game Boy cartridge of Pokemon Gold that I mentioned at the beginning.
Let's go.
And another great myth is that you have to solder to do it. There's a tutorial over at YouTube. There's a tutorial that I followed that is 12 years old. If you Google Game Boy cartridge replacement, no soldering skills, no soldering. I followed that tutorial and it worked. There's a lot of it's risky because a lot of people say that if you break the Game Boy cartridges have kind of like the battery attached, and it has two conductive pieces of metal, very small, that hold the battery in place, and it uses volatile memory. I learned all of this because I wanted to replace the battery that I mentioned at the beginning, that it never saved that cartridge because it probably had the battery depleted. It uses volatile memory, which is that it stores the save file in the battery, basically. When you disconnect the battery, you lose your save file. But well, it doesn't matter if it lasts 7 years or 10 years, pretty much. As I said, I do most of with a modded 3DS, you can transfer Pokemon from all 7 generations offline. So when I saved my cartridge, but I saw a lot of people in the comments saying that they broke the hinge. Well, it's not a hinge; it's like that small metal piece that holds the battery. So the person has a tutorial that says that it shows you how you, with a screwdriver head, you remove the hinges, and pretty much you replace the battery with some electric tape, the black one.
Follow me.
And I followed it, and it worked, and it did work perfectly. It did work perfectly. And a lot of people in the comments, that's why I say do it at your own risk, because a lot of people were complaining that
I am
they
ready.
broke the little metal piece. But if you're careful, you can do it, and you don't need to learn to solder. The other option is to take it to someone who knows how to solder it, but I don't have that option. Pretty much with a Game Boy cartridge here. The video games are not developed, but not as popular in outside of Europe and the US in a lot of cases because of the development of technology and like that. So, well, except for China. Except for China. Except for China.
I am ready.
But it's more of PC
My command.
in China and Asia, except for Japan. Or in that sense, they go crazy about the PCs. In South Korea, for example, I was mentioning it at the beginning with the 66th subscriber that it looks like a South Korean name precisely. So
Yes.
so yeah, the PCs are much more popular. 58. What the? We cannot have that. What the? Yeah, sorry, Scarlet Dragoon. That the little doggy is there. Is there with that again? That it takes this time to replenish the army. It's a game that actually you are meant to distribute your stat points in between armies like this, but I already have it ready. So what are the other options? Sorry that it takes some time to replenish, but ah ha 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 ha. Ah, I missed one spawn point. Look at that. I think. Ah no, well, you had to kill the necromancer first. Yeah, yeah, it's meant so you do. Yeah, you had to kill the necromancer. Alright, alright. I get the point. I get the point. Let's go for protector, and then we'll go for water. We need melee. That's why I was unconsciously producing warders because of the cost. They only cost wood, and because of that, you can swarm them. Okay, and it's very cheap. And they have the upgrade probably. I did upgrade all, and I have the base right here. And I didn't go through the base building process in that sense. The base building process took me some time. So yeah, I changed the battery myself, and in my case, I can't complain because it worked. It saved me a lot of time. It's sad that an Easy Flash Omega and an EverDrive, as I've said, for a Game Boy EverDrive, $80. Like $80 just to without the micro SD. You have to use your own. I have a lot, so it's not a problem. But $80 plus the micro SD, which you will need one. So could easily be 90, I guess. And that one was the cheapest one I saw. The EverDrives like for the Game Boy Advance or the Game Boy Color, they are crazy prices. That's why the cartridge I showcased at the beginning was a lifesaver. Well, if I didn't have the original cartridges for the original Pokemon at least,
Speak.
it's a lot. They are driving these prices crazy, and and not only that, they criticize these clones like the one that I mentioned at the beginning,
My command.
because of stupid reasons.
Yes.
When they do save,
Yes.
and I paid $30. $30. I paid $30 for that one, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I didn't know that the prices of EverDrive cartridges and Easy Flash Omega cartridges for the Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy Color were so high. I never imagined it. Like
By both.
it could be because of the fact that the boards are no longer made, but still, I think there's a lot of it has to do with the scalping with the analog pocket, because with an analog pocket, everyone remembered that they that the Game Boy was cool. Like it's I feel it like that because previous to the release of the analog pocket, people were kind of like, no, not that crazy about the Game Boy. I think the Analog Pocket reactivated, let's say, that passion for the Game Boy, but it also reactivated the passion for scalping. I guess. But yeah. It's absolutely sad because it also prevents a lot of people from getting the original experience when maybe they want to. Let's go. Final push. Final push, people. Final push. We survived. We took the hit, and we are on the counterattack. Let's finish this once and for all. Okay, if for some reason you love skirmishes, this game was made for you. It was made for you. Like 100%. If you don't mind the flawed level design in that sense of objective variety, there are a lot of people who love that. There are a lot of people who love that because they played a lot of the multiplayer aspect of the RTS games, so they say it's the same. I actually think you can have good RTS campaigns offline, and they do have a very important value. But for those who like just the online multiplayer portion of an RTS, this game was made for all of you because it's like the online multiplayer because you will be endlessly attacked by all of them. So I said that today we would finish it, but it's way too massive. This game is massive. I'll give it that. Move it over here. So yeah, I was surprised by the price, especially if the Game Boy Advance one was so expensive, so incredibly expensive. And yes, the IPS screen mod, well, that one I don't have the ability to do it. Though there's a solderless kit, but I don't think I can import that. It's not easy to find from here. They do have the screen, but that one requires soldering. They were selling an IPS in terms of the price. I saw one kind of like pre-modded, like ready, $500. 500. A GBA, an original GBA, with an IPS screen, with an older model of the mod, version 3, now they are in version 5. $500. $500 for the GBA, in that sense. In that sense, it's absolutely no. I need melee damage. No, we already have way too many archers. No. Let me compensate that. Go for water. Anyways, I don't think we need it. All right, here we go, people. Here we go. 70, 80. There we go. Full army. Another thing that happened during the summer. Well, besides a lot of things. Well, summer for me. For you, it's the winter. One day, people, you have to tell me, how does touching snow feel? Because I never touched snow. It's one of my frustrations in life. Because I don't have snow here in winter. I bet it feels mushy. And I saw the snow in the east coast of the US, and precisely, it must be amazing to touch that interesting phenomenon of nature. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, I never touched snow. That one it's a frustration. That's it. Here we go. So he mentioned that destroying the buildings wouldn't work, but can I? But I don't see any other spawn point, huh? We've already killed the necromancer that they told us to kill. That should be enough. Yeah, we could have finished it with less troops, I guess, but well, still, one should never See, the interface in that sense is terrible. This is something that I criticized a lot. Look at the... It doesn't have any points or percentages, and the bar is way too thin there. Like, and with the mana bar is even worse. Look at this. Like, look, the experience bar, they made it properly. They just had to copy paste this up here with different colors. It would have been amazing. It would have been absolutely amazing because it would have made a much cleaner interface. Much cleaner interface. So yeah, today I wanted to use the first stream of the year to lay out the schedule of what we're going to do about the... and complain about the prices of the Game Boys, because this is utter... There we go. That one felt good. Let me see if there's more of them here. I don't think so. Complain about the prices because I cannot believe an Everdrive was like that. It's the first time. I heard about scalpers in the past. Oh, look at that. Dawn Plate. Isn't that one the one that all of the hero units in this game are using except for me? I think it is. Mentalist, where is it? Where's the other one? Damn it, it must have been by the end of the inventory. That one. Dawn Plate. Heavy combat arts. What am I lacking? You need heavy combat arts, heavy armor, 9. Oh wow, that's brutal. That's brutal. I think this game is much longer than what I originally thought, huh? I think the game is much longer, huh? Alright, then we'll push as fast as we can, because I think it's much longer, because I'm not even close to the stats that are required to get those, to equip those. Alright, looks like they stopped spawning. We made it. We made it up until here. We did it. There we go. Move it. There we go. Activate the Vine Stone. This way, please. There we go. There we go. Nice. Hi, if you get close, it attacks automatically. Look at that. It's like a Lord of the Rings movie, in a sense. Well, without... We faced orcs at the beginning, though now we are facing under.
Who are you? An emissary from the Order.
We made it.
Told me I
Yes.
would find you here. Let me take off your chains.
Have you broken out of the fortress? Aoni is right. Then there is still hope.
Wow, that was a long push.
I need the mask.
First half.
I already presumed you hadn't come on my account.
I hope you haven't told these creatures where it is.
Oh yes, I did. I told them. I told them everything. Everything I knew. Believe me, no torturer could begin to imagine what these... Whatever the case. The undead know where it is. That's why they attacked the border fortress. Because that's exactly where my part of the mask is. It is in a heavy chest. I locked it with a magic spell. A confidant of mine has the only key.
Is it still in the fortress?
The chest? Certainly. As far as my confidant is concerned, I don't know. I just pray that she is still alive. Look for a wandering bard. Her name is Tana Songblade. She knows how to open the chest.
Oh, we got a
I
locked
will
chest,
rest a while
people.
and tend to my wounds. After that, I will return to the fortress. We'll see one another.
Shit, it's almost been 4 hours since I started.
Good
Wow.
luck, Rune Warrior.
Wow. And I had the base already developed, huh? In the previous stream it took me a good 3 hours. This level is easily 7 hours, huh? 7, no, 6 probably. Because we already conquered it. Let me just... Where's the exit? The exit has to be up there. And we are not done. Damn it, it was massive. Let me reactivate the rally points, shall we? Here and here. Here and here. The rally points there. Let me save one last time, I guess. No, once we move the troops out of there, so I don't have to do it again. Ah. Damn it, people! This game is massive. Slow. It likes to take things slowly and ensure that the player does know what he's doing. Huh? Another thing that I did during the summer, another thing, quite interesting, it's here. Last thing that I forgot to show it. I should have showcased it at the beginning. See, this is my original 3DS, and much to my horror, the screens were yellowed. The battery had stopped working, and I left it in a case without turning it on. And this is precisely a piece of advice, people. Don't leave them kind of like turned off for long periods of time, because they start yellowing. The screens, they start yellowing. And I am trying to de-yellow it. There's a very interesting thread over at GBA Temp, which is a modder community of handheld Nintendo consoles, and some experiments that if you leave it with a white screen, it de-yellows, and I think it's working. You need to leave it for 24/7 turned on with a white background for some months, and it should de-yellow. The experiment at least provides evidence that it does work. So I'm trying it because it happened to me, and it will happen to all of your consoles if you leave them unpowered. Apparently, the sub-pixels, this was originally thought to be caused by humidity, but not all of the places in the world have humidity. For example, where I live, there's no humidity. It's always at 20 degrees Celsius most of the time. It varies between... Yes. It's always around 20 degrees Celsius. It goes up to 25, 30, and to 10, and that's not in very specific days, so it's not enough to cause humidity damage to it, which is that screen yellowing that people thought originally that was the cause of it. But no, it's not. Apparently, the sub-pixels of the screen, the blue ones specifically, they die. They die off if you don't turn it on and put a white background. So use your consoles, power them on. Also, let the battery drain every once in a while for the battery. But in my case, I didn't have the battery. And since I didn't have the battery, because it had a swollen, it gets fat, and it's dangerous, you have to discard it immediately if that happens. That's what I did with my original. And I said, well, when I get the battery, no pressure. I get the battery, and when I get the battery, I turn it on, and it will work normally. And to my horror, it was yellowed. It doesn't work normally. Now, replacing a 3DS screen, you must be thinking, well, but you can replace a 3DS screen. No, it's kind of like the worst. There's a difference between the IPS mode for the GBA, which there's a drop-in, no soldering option, and it's very easy. The 3DS, I read and heard that in order to replace the screen, it's classified as the worst device, the most difficult, one of the most difficult works you could do, because you have to get through the base to the upper screen. It has two screens. So it's impossible. It's impossible, literally impossible, except for the most proficient individuals. So yeah, pretty much. That's not an option. And as a direct consequence of that, I can assure you that it's an absolute nightmare. And because of that, well, are we in range of that one? We can. So I think those warrior, those skeletons, I need to get through those. Where's the exit of this? It has to be over there, but I think this was an endless. This was an endless. I think it was endless, huh? They are not. Damn it! They still have some troops. There. Hang on a second. Go back to Tana in Grey Dusk Vale. I have to retreat. No. This one has the pieces. Commanders. Bone Crusher has one of the pieces. Named Malachor, the one that we just stumbled upon. Go to Tana in Grey Dusk Vale. Wasn't that an NPC at the city? Tana Songblade. That one, Songblade. Yeah. Checks. Name checks, people. Name checks. Let me save right there. Let me check the stream for a sec. See if it's still working like that. Perfect. It's still working. Magnificent. Still working perfectly. Brilliant. Brilliant, people. Still working. The thing is that since I cannot alt tab because it's a full screen game to do that. So we'll play SpellForce. We'll finish it, and once we finish the SpellForce, we'll get to Dragonsang and the new game with the special showcases. Nicely.
Yes.
So she has the mask was always in the fortress. Would you look at that? Was always right there. So you have the mask, half of it.
A rune warrior. May Zarek take me away personally. Come, join me.
This is not yet the time for stories.
A pity.
I need Malachor's key.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he is.
Yes, and on his way here. He sends his greetings and asks you to open the chest for me.
Good. Here you have the key. Come along. I'll show you where it is.
Tell me about
Gladly. Yes, we...
I have to follow her. Definitely one where you can go. I'll leave my army stationed over here just in case. Just in case. Or where are you? Where's that girl? Where's that girl? Follow you where? Where did she go?
Elend's blessing.
Darn it.
Like the wind.
Darn it, where is she? Scarlet core. Where's the chest? I'm looking for a chest. Don't tell me it's around here. That one? That would have. Ah, look at that. The rest of the unit build plans for the dwarves. Good. Magnificent. Where did she go? Where did she go? There. Nice effect here to make kind of like the to create the illusion of depth there.
Welcome back.
There. Half of the mask. And there's a silver look on the front side. Use the silver key. Half of the mask. Good.
Welcome back.
Good. Magnificent. The other part of the mask, am I supposed to get it in this level? Am I? I wonder where's the logbook. Oh well, I can assign them. Moon Silver Hole, see, I told you. This is the one that we require to. Small headquarters. Small headquarters. There we go. Pig farm. Good. Food store. Amazing. Moon Silver Mine. What? Moon Silver Hole. Where's small headquarters? Then I'll reorganize them. Objectives. The Mask of Belial. Perfect. Core Shard, the Bone Crusher. Find core. Command the enemy on the moons. Oh, but it's somewhere else. It's somewhere else. Through the portal to the Howling Moons. Alright. I'm going to get through the portal.
Here.
Howling Moons. There the guys coming back. Howling Moons. Question is where? It's either from to the north or south of this position. I bet it has to be over there. When you find the portal and leave this place, people. We've already beaten them. As I was mentioning, the price of the Everdrives, it's absolutely crazy. I was looking. These scalpers are out of control. Let me tell you. The $200 for either one of them, the Easy Flash Omega or the Everdrive for the Game Boy Advance, $200. $200. Just so you have an idea, that's the price of an original Pokemon Emerald. Original, huh? Not in boxed, but just so you have an idea, it's absolutely crazy. We're talking about an Everdrive to just load ROMs, not original. $200, and for the Game Boy one, $80. The Game Boy one at least was still a bit reasonable, I guess, but out of control. Out of control. The Game Boy Advance one, the Everdrive, $200, crazy. I had to end up getting that $30 card that I mentioned, and it does save. Fortunately, it wasn't one of those that don't save. So pretty good at the end of the day, but these scalpers are out of control. Envoy of Death, circa. Oh, we are facing Reapers. Do they take damage? Yeah, they do take damage. Go for the boss, so he doesn't use. He's taking. It's a boss. Boss first. Let's see how we are doing here. Let me manually retreat the hero unit a bit, so he doesn't die. Grim Reapers. Envoy of Death. No, they are not Grim Reapers. They are Envoys of Death. Would you look at that? I think the archers will end up overwhelming them. hopefully. Come on. Drop all of the damage on them. Good, good, good. Nicely done. See, we have very good army composition now. Very, very good. Let me reinforce the troops. I don't know where the last portal is. Huh, look at that, from 80 down to 64. That was a huge battle for those. Let me regroup.
Let's go.
Envoys of Death. Here we have some loot, some juicy loot. Let's get it. I earned it. But yeah, the prices of the Easy Flash map of secret caves. That's something new. Questbook updated. You can loot some extra stuff there. You can go treasure hunting. So very, very good. Let me save. That was a very